What's up, guys? I'm gonna have to keep it toned down just a little bit because I'm hoping Shacky's gonna stick around with us for the first time in a long time. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? We need like a label up there that says puppy cam. I didn't put the label on that says puppy cam because it's been so long since Shacky's actually hung out with us. What up, Jose? How you doing, man? What up, Plum Dog? How you doing? All right, yeah. I'm really trying to keep it toned down because I know if I get too loud, Shacky's gonna bail. It's been a long time since Shacky's hung out with us. What did I just do there? Okay, that's not good. There we go. What up, Efren? How you doing, man? Felleria on defense. Guys, I just want to be clear. Next week is qualifiers, right? Not this week. The come to us notification thing confuses me because they do a countdown to a countdown. That confuses me every time. But they've trolled me the last two times, so I'm correct, right? We're on a countdown to a countdown. The qualifiers are not this Sunday; they're a week from Sunday. Is that correct? What up, Ace? How you doing, man? What up, Andrew? What's going on, man? You know, Reaper. Welcome back to Summoner's War, bro. Seriously, good to see you back, man. Glad to see you back and hanging out on the streams again, bro. What up, Bell Peppers? Yeah, Tariq, you said that, man. So have they told you like how long it's gonna take them to get it reset? Laurel dropping the super sticker. Laurel, sorry, I'm trying to moderate the enthusiasm because I'm hoping Shacky's gonna hang out here on stream for a bit. You can see she's just kind of chilling right now. But Laurel, thank you very much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Ace, how you doing in RTA, bro? I saw you've been streaming a lot. I had kind of a down day yesterday, but I've been starting to get more of a feel for the season. Yeah, there was a minute there where I was like, man, I'm not even gonna make C3 this season. So I don't think I have any chance at G3. This season is gonna be rough for me, but. Maybe G2. Maybe G2. I've been bouncing in and out of G2 a lot, but figure if I'm struggling to hold G2 right now, I'm probably not going to be able to hold it at the end of the season. On the other hand, I am still learning a whole lot of new monsters, and I should be better as time goes by. Like, there's so much left for me to learn with working all these new monsters into the box. I'm sure I'm giving some up just on bad drafts, and obviously there's always some RNG, so I don't know. I don't see G3 as a possibility, but G2 maybe. It's a long ways off, but I'm going to apologize in advance. Is that a that's what he said moment? Saving up for birthday summons. All right, bro, we can work that out. How big of a session, bro? 10 months. 10 months. We'll put you on the calendar, bro. I mean, a year's a long time, but as long as I'm still streaming, we'll put you on the calendar and we should be good. Yeah, I mean, obviously the fact that I've been doing stuff like LD pillow fights on stream has not helped my rank either, to be fair. Like a guaranteed 0-10 session. Ooh, this one's gonna hurt. Good thing that happened on a team that it didn't matter with. Bro, 30th birthday, man. That's a big one. That's a big one. My 30th was awesome, man. Well, the actually, no. My 30th was freaking awful. My 30th birthday was actually freaking awful, but the time around my 30th was awesome. On my actual 30th birthday, I had a bunch of friends in from out of town, and like we were supposed to go out, I was gonna get trashed, somebody else was gonna be a designated driver, it was gonna be just, you know, like what a 30th birthday is supposed to be. And what it wound up being was my roommate, who was also a friend of mine, right? But my roommate kind of hijacked things and wanted to go to like a comedy club where his brother was performing, and I wound up being the driver, and we sat around waiting a ton. And then there was still supposed to be a designated driver, but somehow everybody started drinking while I was like getting ready to go out. And so I was like, all right, I'll drive at the start and someone else will sober up. Nobody else sobered up, and I wound up spending my entire 30th. I couldn't drink at all because we drove like an hour and a half away in my car. And everybody else got trashed, everybody else had a blast, and I wound up being the designated driver. I was pretty pissed. But the rest of the time, other than that day was kind of messed up. But all the rest of that time, it was like an awesome time of life. I was in the best shape I've ever been in, 8% body fat, and just, you know, constantly just doing stuff, hanging out and partying, and yeah, it was a great time, man. Great time. Laurel, I would say it's more like your life ends at 40, bro. Now you're just kind of like counting down the days. I don't know, man. I don't know. Life definitely does not start at 40. That's total BS. That's total BS. But it doesn't end at 40 either. Stug, I'll show you. I'll drop a photo into Discord, Stug. I'll drop a photo into Discord. I was in really good shape, bro. I was in really good shape. Is that it for Shacky? Alright, I started to get too loud. We got a little puppy cam in. Is she readjusting? Nah, she's got it. Okay, we'll turn off the puppy cam. Wait. Not gonna let me turn off the puppy cam? Oh, there it is. There we go. Alright. So, no, life does not end at 40 for sure. Life does not begin at 40. There's no way life begins at 40, man. At 40, you have less energy, you're in more pain, you're just like... Yeah. The biggest thing I've noticed since I turned 40, but it's honestly really since I turned 38, and I'm gonna give the analogy of professional athletes. I'm obviously not comparing myself to a professional athlete. I am not, nor have I ever been a professional athlete. But that comparison is accurate. When you see athletes and all of a sudden, you know, injury becomes an issue and all that other stuff. So since I've turned, it's really just been the last 5 years. Since I was 38, it seems like every time I try and get myself exercising seriously, I injure something. Not like I'm going to the hospital, I'm gonna die type of stuff, but just like I tore my rotator cuff, I pulled my quad muscle, I pulled this muscle, I pulled that muscle, and it's like, that's the biggest challenge, man, seriously, is you just can't get yourself healthy long enough to actually exercise and get into shape. And then obviously there's just the general like pain, you're kind of like generally in pain every day, there's like general wear and tear. And again, I'm not talking about like, you know, it's not like, oh, I'm being tortured or something, right? But Your muscles hurt, your joints hurt, you get these weird pains in your body and you have no idea why that part of, like parts of your body that shouldn't even be able to feel pain. Like I'll just be sitting down and like all of a sudden I'll get pain in like the middle of my shin while I'm sitting there doing nothing. It makes no freaking sense. So, but I mean, you learn to live with that stuff, and at the end of the day, I'm still having a lot of fun. I still do my best, you know, other than the pandemic years, obviously. I do my best to get out. I do my best to go out and have, you know, do different activities. I'm back into racquetball. I started playing tennis again. I've been getting to the driving range a little bit with golf. So, I mean, life certainly doesn't end. You can certainly do stuff, but you can't do it as much. You don't have as much energy. You don't have as much physical tolerance. Yeah, Shmu, waking up, I don't know for me so much if it's the hardest thing. The hardest thing for me, honestly, is around 6 because I've got arthritis in my neck and back, which I've had for a long time. And that just comes from honestly not having taken care of myself. Too many years of no sleep, too much partying and all that stuff. But what'll happen is, so I've got some medication that helps. It takes most of the pain away. And if I'm working a lot in the day, I almost never take my pills at night. And then all of a sudden it just slams down on me and it like robs you of all energy in your body. You're just like, oh, I'm so tired. And you know it's because you forgot to take those nighttime pills. Right? Yeah, it's weird, Laurel, and it gets progressive, bro. I'm not pulling punches here. It gets progressive. Every year it's more. While I'm sitting here right now, I've got like a pain in the center of my back. I've got a pain in my knee, and I mean, that's life. Obviously, I'm not like trying to sit here and like cry or anything, but the question was asked about turning 40. That's what being 40 is like. Like, just learn to block out the pain. Let's see. Still can't believe. Yeah, you know, 30 is awesome though, bro. If I could pick one age to be forever, it would be 30. There's this thing. What's the term for it? It's residual self-image. There's this thing called residual self-image. When you close your eyes, how do you see yourself? When I close my eyes, I see myself at 30. Now, granted, part of that is because that's when I was working out 25 hours a week. I was in the best shape ever. I had tons of energy and all that. But still, that was like, that's how I see myself. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, who the hell is this old fat dude looking back at me? That's not me, but it is. The fat part I can take care of. The rest of it, the rest of it you just accept. But yeah, like, all right. So that reminds me. Let's. But man, 30 is the prime though. 30 is like, once you're 30, you're old enough to have respect in your profession and in your work. You're no longer a kid. People stop calling you kid. Once you're 30, you're old enough to have respect, and you're old enough to start making really good money, but you're still young enough to use that money to do fun things, to be active, to be up all night. You know, I could go out drinking all night, be back at work, and slam through a 14-hour day of work, and then head to the gym and not sleep, and I was great. And now it's like, if I don't get 6 hours of sleep, I'm cranky the next day. It's things change, bro. Things change. Let's see here. Yeah, Shredda, I do a fair amount of stretching. The challenge for me, Shredda, is, so I had started to get back into work. I had a stretch. There's about 5 years after I quit smoking. I quit smoking when I was 32, and I gained a bunch of weight, and then I was in a marriage at the time, and we'll leave it at that. And as a result of the marriage, I was not taking care of myself. And so there was about 5 years where I gained a lot of weight, and I didn't do anything about it. And then when that marriage ended, I started eating well. I got back into shape. I was working out. I still had a fair amount of weight to lose, but I was definitely in really good physical shape in terms of the working out. And then that's when I was 38, I tore my rotator cuff. And they couldn't rehab my rotator cuff because I had a problem with my hand and with my arm, and I wound up needing some surgeries. I needed 3 surgeries before they could rehab the rotator cuff. with the rest of my arm. So I got the first surgery, it worked great. I was scheduled for the second one when the pandemic hit. And obviously all surgeries got canceled at that point because rightfully so, the pandemic took over everything. And so then like my weight started to go back up, and yeah, I've been just kind of like going back and forth for the last 4 years. It was actually, I was waiting 2 years for that surgery. So there was an issue with, like, as far as the surgery goes, there was actually an issue with my insurance, and I was fighting the insurance company for 2 years, and I finally got the surgery approved. So this has been going on for about 5 years when you take the fight with the insurance company plus the pandemic. But anyway, bottom line is, you know, my weight's been kind of going up and down the last several years, and my physical health, my physical activity levels have been going up and down as I'm able to. So it took me now, I'm about 8 months back into playing racquetball, about 2 months into tennis. I still get a lot of aches and pains, but I worked my way into it slowly. The first 2 months, like every time I played, I would only play for 40 minutes and I would pull a muscle and I'd be down for 2 weeks. Not even kidding, I pulled my quad, I pulled my calf, I pulled my thigh, and then I had like tennis elbow. And it's stupid, man. It's just stupid. You feel like you're constantly crying about something. But I worked my way through it, and I'm back to where I can play racquetball on a pretty... I mean, the tennis elbow is always there now at this point. If you're doing racket sports in your 40s, just learn to live with tennis elbow. That's the reality. But the rest of it, I've gotten like my conditioning back, my lungs are back. I can play for about an hour, hour and a half. Not like I used to be able to, but, you know, I'm getting there. I'm working on it. So the next part now is to gain a little bit more consistency in my other exercise activities. I probably need to be exercising 6 days a week. Right now I'm at about 2 to 3. And that's just finding a balance between work and life. I work a lot, so I'm doing my best to get those times in. No, I'm getting times in. I'm not doing my best. Obviously I would be doing it, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get those extra workout times in. This is why you don't like to do fun. Yeah, I did not do siege predictions yet, Jason. We can go do that. Let's see. Not fat, just pudgy. No, right now, this is the second heaviest I've ever been. The heaviest I ever was right after I quit smoking, and then the second heaviest I've ever been is now. Just kind of going back and forth between the rotator cuff and you're fighting with your what do you call it? Your metabolism changing. Also, you know, it gets slower as you get older. So definitely something I need to do something about. But we're getting there. We are getting there. All right, so we're gonna pick Chill. Oh yeah, I did my predictions already. So we got Chill 2 over Chill 3, SD over Phantoma, obviously Apocalypse over Murica, and Acetosina over YRNG Jesus. Bell Peppers, today we're doing reapps, bro. Today we're doing reapps. I may, if we have time, I may do a little bit of RTA against viewers. But for the most part, we're doing reapps. Stug, let me send you... Not that you really care, but I take it as a challenge. Let's see. I showed this once on stream before also, but so this was not at the peak. This was not like at the peak of when I was working out. I actually don't have any photos for that, but this is probably when I was around my... I think I was, yeah, this was before I bulked up. So I was lean at this point, but I was not bulked. After this, I bulked up. But I don't have any photos from when I bulked up. Window capture, add source. No, cancel. be faster, man. I can't remember media source, screen capture. There we go. Okay. Add new source. Yeah, there you go, Stug. So that's before I bulked up. That's before I bulked up. But that was me about 12 years ago. Alright, let's see. Same boat added. Strengthening exercises. Nice, bro. Yeah, so shoulder strengthening has always been the most important thing for me just because of the bad back. And that's something that I probably could add in even if I'm not doing it. My biggest issue is like if I can't work out for an hour and a half, I'm like, oh, it's not worth it. But that's not true, man. 15 minutes is fine. And I just need to acknowledge I can't always clear 2 hours really. It's an hour and a half plus time to get into workout clothes and shower and all that stuff. I can't always clear 2 hours out of my day, but I can clear 15 minutes out of the day, and I need to start doing that. No, that wasn't a sailing license. That was just that was like a kind of a one-off. I used to be into a lot of basically I've always wanted to just anything I've never done, I want to try it at least once. So I've gone skydiving, I've gone bungee jumping, I've ridden dirt bikes and motorcycles, I've gone cliff diving, I've gone sailing, jet skiing, like you name it. If it's like an adventure sport. Yes, you know what, Vlad? I was trying to schedule, so when I go to Cancun next month, I wanted to go scuba diving, and my girlfriend wasn't up for it. She wasn't comfortable with the idea of being 30 feet below the ocean, or below the surface, and it was only 30 feet. It wasn't even like anything huge because it was it was a first time thing. Buddy of mine actually has a scuba instructor license, but I just never got a chance to go with him. And that's one thing I kind of wish I had done. But the nice thing is scuba diving is easy on the joints. Like right now, because I'm gonna go zip lining next week. I've done zip lining once, but I've never done real zip lining. So when we're in Cancun, actually it's not next week, I guess it's 3 weeks. But when we're in Cancun, I'm doing zip lining like over the jungle. That one's gonna be awesome. That's like a mile-long zip line or something all the way over the jungle. Maybe not a mile long, but it's a long zip line all the way over the jungle. I'm looking forward to that one, but I've never done scuba. Nice thing is, I know I can always do scuba. Like when I did, I don't know if I could do bungee jumping. At this stage where I'm at right now, I don't remember it being that harsh on the body, but I would still be a little bit cautious about bungee jumping for whatever it might do to my joints. Same thing for skydiving. I don't remember skydiving being harsh on my body, but there's so many things that I did in my 20s and 30s that did not feel harsh on my body that now they do, right? So like, if it's something I haven't done, then I want to do it regardless. But if I've already done it and there's a chance that I'm going to injure myself, I'm at that point where I kind of question, is it really smart to do it? I don't know. But scuba diving, I mean, obviously that's easy on the body and the joints, and I can always do that. Giveaways. I'm not sure what you mean. No community help. If that's what you mean, Vlad, no community help today. No community help today. Dude, shout out to Puerto Rico, Andy. Man, someday I'm gonna have to get out there and try that zip line then. See, here's a great example, man. Roller coasters. I used to love roller coasters. I would go, and when I was in high school, they built at the time the world's largest roller coaster at Buffalo Bills. I lived in Las Vegas. It was a 40-minute drive, and they couldn't operate the roller coaster unless there were 24 people on it. So I used to ditch school, and I would go out to State Line. Like I'd go on a date or something. I'd bring a girl with me, or I'd go with friends or whatever. It doesn't matter. And we'd be on the roller coaster for like 6 hours because you'd just pay once in the morning, and then they would let you stay on it all day. And I would love that, man. But now, like, I go ride roller coasters and I feel like I have whiplash, and I still enjoy the roller coaster. I went to Six Flags a couple of years ago, and they have this VR thing now where you like ride a basic roller coaster with a VR headset on. That's one of the most fun things I've ever done. But you feel it now. That's the difference. Like where it used to just be pure fun, now you're kind of paying a little bit of price for that fun. That's the difference. Andrew, I went spelunking, bro. I went spelunking. That was, if you picked all of the things I've ever done, the single most exciting adventure I ever had was spelunking. Hands down, absolutely. I was in, it was the first time I ever went past the border in Mexico. So this was 11 years ago. I was in this city called Mashcanu. There was a cave called Oxkentok, something like that. And we went spelunking. It was like 6 hours. We were going through these crevices. And of course, this is when I was in good shape, right? We were going through these crevices that were like maybe this high, and you had to slide your body and use the mud to like get you through the crevice. It was pitch black. There were drop-offs. Oh, it was such a crazy, like, at that time I didn't really feel all that scared about that type of stuff, but it was a crazy adventure, man. It was so much fun. And they sent about half the group back because the people were too large to actually get through the crevices. Like, if there was ever, man, if I had to pick just one thing to do again in my life, if I could recreate that particular trip, oh man, so much fun. That, and then there was one time I was in Hawaii and I was jet skiing. I was jet skiing with a buddy of mine, and a group of dolphins popped up in the water about 20 feet from us, and we cut our engines and we sat there just as quiet as we could, and the dolphins just played. It was amazing, man. But obviously that wasn't interactive. It was just amazing to be that close, like in nature, to I don't know if you call them a pack of dolphins or whatever the term is, but that was awesome. But not the same thing at all. As far as adventure stuff goes, Oxkentok, oh man, that was the best. That was absolutely the best. Is there a reason I use triple Rauk instead of Ikaru here? Yeah, Vlad, so that's not Cadiz, that's Vertihile. So I use the triple Rauks to do damage. The Vertihile is there to brand and strip, obviously also do damage. But the Rauks are there as damage dealers. The Ikaru, also that's a wind boss, so the Ikaru are not going to do any damage to the wind boss either. Roller coasters or no? Eternal, what is your new toy, bro? I'm sorry, I've been like just chatting and I walked past your message twice. I saw you say you got a new toy. I can't do a replay, bro. If I let you do a replay, I have to let more people do replays, and today is not the right stream for that, but you can definitely tell us about your new toy, man. Yeah, John, exactly. Somebody also asked how long I've been playing tennis. So, first time I played tennis so I played racquetball all my life. And I'm actually a decent racquetball player. I mean, these days, not so much. I don't have quite the same skill level, obviously I used to. And I hadn't played in 15 years almost before I restarted 8 months ago. So, don't have the skill level I used to, but I'm a decent racquetball player, and it carries over to tennis somewhat. I don't have the conditioning, and I've only played tennis a handful of times, but we have tennis courts in my community. It's a lot less of a drive. It's free instead of having to pay for racquetball, and it lets you be outdoors. So we've been enjoying it. Laura and I have played a handful of times. I'm not a great tennis player. I understand the mechanics, and I have a swing that translates kind of from racquetball, but I don't know the angles. I can't predict the shots, none of that stuff. If I ever played anybody who knew what they were doing, they would like shut me out 100%, right? Whereas racquetball, I'll get crushed by like high-level tournament players, but I can hold my own against most people in racquetball. I cannot in tennis. All right, so we are going to jump onto Plumdog's account here. I don't remember, by the way, if there were... Mookwall! Huge congrats. Mookwall. Yeah, Mookwall, congrats on the Eternal Dark. There we go. Mookwall, congrats on the Eternal Dark. Eternal, huge congrats on the Mookwall, man. Hopefully you'll have some fun with him. Alright. I do need to get farming, or I do need to keep farming, so we're gonna risk it. We're gonna open up BlueStacks. Every time I run BlueStacks and Moomoo Player together, my PC crashes, man. I'm a little bit afraid. But we're gonna risk it for the biscuit. and hope for the best. I really hope it doesn't cause the PC to crash, but I do need to be prepared for tourney tomorrow. I'm gonna need a lot of mana to build my defenses tonight, and then of course I'm gonna need mana for tourney tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get both apps. We'll get Moo turned off while I log out and log into Plumdog's account. We're gonna go over here to BlueStacks. We're gonna get logged into my account there. Aerobatic flight. I can't say I've actually heard of that. I have a visual of what I think it might be, but I can't say I'm actually familiar with it. Of course it needs to be updated in BlueStacks, because I use BlueStacks. Oliver Mookwall, Riley Volantis, Nikki. Yeah, man. Talk about the abuse of the LDs. But see, you get good LDs, man. Unlike so tomorrow I'm doing a video from the John just said stream lag. Are we getting stream lag, guys? It says excellent connection on my side. Let me know if we have any problems, guys, with the stream while I'm running BlueStacks and Moo. If I need to shut mine off, I will. But let me know if we wind up having problems. It might have just been while it was updating then. Maybe it was just while it was updating. While the app was updating. Alright, so we're going to get logged into Plumdog's account on Moo right here. And let's see. Okay, Plumdog, I'm just going to need a code. Little hang up. Okay, so hopefully that was just the, let me see if I can just close like everything. Okay. You know what? So here's gonna be the problem. Alright, Plumdog. I think, I logged into your account through Moo so we could get a JSON, but I'm afraid to use the optimizer. I am starting to look into getting a new computer, guys. It's going to be like $2,700. It's really hard for me to justify that right now. But that's kind of like what I need for streaming and video editing. So I've been doing a little bit of research. I will at some point get one. And that should make these crash issues go away. But in the meantime, Plumdog, I'm not sure I can use your JSON because I am afraid to open up Swap and wind up crashing the stream. So John, I could add RAM, but I don't think RAM is the issue. I think the graphics card is the issue. Because almost everything I run when the computer crashes, it crashes because I'm running a lot of like GPU intensive applications, the optimizer, BlueStacks, Moo, all of those are hitting the RAM in my graphics card. And to buy an independent graphics card these days, you have to almost go to the secondary market because there's so much competition for them. You wind up paying more. You pay so much more for the graphics card than you do from just getting a prefabricated computer. And then my PC is a couple years old. It doesn't technically need to be upgraded. It was a decent computer at the time, but it wasn't amazing. So for things like video editing and everything else, it just makes more sense. If I'm gonna spend that much money anyway, it would make a lot more sense for me to buy a full computer and not pay like $2 grand for a graphics card. Yeah, pay $2,700 for a computer, or I can pay like $1,600, $1,800 for the graphics card on the secondary market. Yeah, it's a mixture. There's a global microchip shortage, obviously, which is impacting like cars and everything else. But there's also because of crypto, you can't buy graphics cards for any kind of reasonable price. So, all right, so here we go, guys. We do have 170 reapps. Honestly, most of the time we have this many reapps, I don't go through the JSONs anyway. When we have like 50 reapps, I use the JSON. When we have 170, I generally figure that we can just do everything. Alright, hang on one moment, guys. I hear Shacky getting restless. She's hiding behind the green screen, so we're just going to let Shacky out of the room here. She does not want to chill with us today. And we will get started on the re-ups. Yeah, supply chain issues as well. Alright guys, so here we go. We have got 170 re-ups today. We've got 162 re-ups today. And we do we have a good number of gems and grinds? We got some legends. Oh, we have only legends, okay. We got a handful, Okay, we got a handful of gems and grinds. Alright, so we are going to start with the slot 6s. Plum Dog, are you ready, bro? Are you ready for your re-up session? I did lie. Hey, Eternal, I was told it's 170, man. I can only go by what I was told. I didn't know. Alright, here we go. Run solo raid. Okay, we'll run some solo R5 in the background. That's not that's not solo R5. Oh, that's what I gotta do. Let's get the farming started on my side as well. Be a good reminder. You're running low on crystals, bro. Pulled Gurkha 2 days ago. Congrats-ish, man. I actually think Gurkha's kind of underrated, but that's just because I don't have him. So I've only faced him a couple of times. But it feels like he should be good. It really does feel like he should be good. Alright, here we go, guys. We're going to start with the Bio slot 6s. Betting is open, or is it not open? The bot's not connected. Oh, there we go. Okay, the bot's connected. Let's go ahead and reopen betting. Bot just disconnected for a moment. So we're going to go here, default property. So we got a pretty good chunk of runes. So we're going to do this, the way I do these when we have a ton of re-ups, the way I do this is if it's got an 8, we'll give it 5 tries. If it does not have an 8, we'll give it 3 tries. If we look at a rune like this is actually not a bad rune. I feel like if you gem in speed, this is already a pretty respectable rune. There's no wasted rolls in here. Defense rolls are pretty high. The attack's on the low side, but that's okay. This rune easily cracks 100% efficiency, and the defense synergizes well with HP. I don't see a lot of value in re-upping this rune, especially with no innate. Now, this rune right here, this one feels like it might be kind of low, actually. So we have a low double into speed, a low roll into the defense. The only roll that's kind of high here is the crit rate. Resistance is going to be wasted on an attack rune either way. We can regem the HP on this rune. So the question becomes, are we just really speed chasing if we re-up this rune? And I feel like, so if we look at the overall rune right now, let's just pretend we re-up the HP, we get 9, you've got 22, 36, 43. So you have 43 from the stats that can roll 5 to 8, that's 4.5 rolls. We have 17 speed with a better grind and 12, that's 29, that's 5. It's almost 110% rune. Does have speed and crit rate. It's a fairly decent target because the defense has less value and the resistance has less value. So what it says to me is we're going to give this 3 rolls only because it has the innate and it's not OP, but we're not going to slam like a million re-ups into it. We're just going to see, see like this right here, this is a teeny tiny, it's not good because we lose the roll in defense. I like the higher crit rate, but it's not good enough since we lose the roll in defense. What up, Porch? How you doing, man? Oh, that is not good, man. My mouse is jumping around. Okay, we're gonna log off of BlueStacks. I'm afraid. The way the mouse is jumping around, I feel like we're gonna have computer issues if I leave BlueStacks open. Let me just get logged out of my account. You know what, actually, I could just farm off my phone, but that sounds like too much work. Alright, we're also gonna close down Edge. So I was running Swap Connect earlier, so we want to do everything we can to free up RAM. I'm going to close this down. Let's see. Can I restore? Okay. Close Edge down completely. Let's do this. I do not like the way the mouse is jumping around here. Do not like the way the mouse is jumping around here. I am having concerns that we're going to wind up getting a crash here, guys, but we'll see what happens. I think it was a mistake trying to run BlueStacks, but I cleared as much RAM as I could. Alright, so we got 2 more tries here. 2 more tries, because I said 3 was the max. Yeah, that's not an upgrade. That's not an upgrade. Oh wait, that was 3, right? Star 160. That was 3. Okay. We're going to stop there because I just feel like it's not an amazing rune, but it's a good rune right now. We have plenty of re-up targets. This, on the other hand, this is a freaking beast. We're obviously not going to mess with that rune. This is kind of... Ooh. Man. That 20 crit rate is sexy. The wasted roll into the attack, so that has to go speed. The only thing this works for is like a Diana or a Vigor. But even for the Vigor, it's like on the weak side. Man, that 20 crit rate is sexy. Axe Heist should be open, man. Maybe somebody did it already. Yeah, Eternal, we decided not to do it through the optimizer. We have enough re-apps that we don't need the optimizer, and I'm definitely concerned that the computer is going to crash. I think you keep this, man. 20 crit rate is pretty solid. I think you just plug some speed in right here, and I think this rune is solid. You lose a roll, but 20 crit rate is just too good. So, this rune right here, 14 speed, HP crit damage, that's already a solid rune. This is an amazing rune right here. This rune is an absolute beast. This rune is pretty nice for being an attack rune. We have no innate. This is a max double. This is low grind, so you got 2 here, 1 here. I mean, this is a nice rune. This is actually a really nice rune. I don't think we can improve much because it's an attack rune, and attack runes are not the meta right now that much either. This rune right here, once again, this one is kind of nice, but kind of not. So here we have to change the defense for speed. You wind up with 2 non-gemmables. This one I think warrants a couple of rolls. It's a nice efficient rune, but warrants a couple of tries. FPS, I don't disclose that publicly, sorry, bro. Oh, that was a question to Plum Dog, okay. Alright, I feel like this one can improve quite a bit. Ah, that one started out okay. Alright, come on, baby. Do we like this or not? It's not that much when you think about it, FPS. $100 a month, if you spend, or even let's say $50 a month. If you spend $50 a month for 7 years, that's like $4,200. Is that right? Yeah. If you spend $50 a month for 7 years, that's like $4,200. Alright, that was 4. This is the last try we're giving this one. I already went 1 over. Huh. Let's see. This is a triple into defense. It's a low triple into defense with the 15 accuracy. This is an HP rune. Here we could gem in speed. So do we like 16 crit rate with 14 res, which is much more efficient, but not as synergized? I feel like this is a better rune due to synergy. Because the flat HP is grindable and that has value. That actually does have value. We give up a little bit of efficiency on this side because these are pretty high rolls, but I feel like this is a better rune. I think I take this rune on my account. I just gem speed over attack and I grind everything. It's actually, yeah, I mean, it's a low triple into defense, but it's a high double or high extra roll into the accuracy. So there's no technically wasted rolls, or no, you know, we're not gemming out a roll. We just have some kind of lower rolls. So Plum Dog, I would say go right. Okay, so that was actually what I just asked you in discard, so then where we go? Yeah, side text. It's missing 7. It's missing almost an entire roll, but you put, yeah, no, so we're not using legend here. Put a hero speed right there. I'm gonna go ahead and just grind this. You can regrind that later. But yeah, I think this is a very usable rune. So think about the types of monsters that would use this rune. Almost every monster that would want this rune would value that accuracy quite a bit. And most of them are already on a crit rate slot 4. So Vigor, Ciara, all those types of monsters are using a crit rate slot 4 anyway, which makes this accuracy more valuable proportionately on this rune than that kind of offensive centered rune where the 14 resistance basically only worked on monsters that are in comps with Tessa. So that other rune was much more, had a much more narrow usage. This one has a pretty broad usage. That 15 accuracy is nice. Multi-betting is not set up. Good call, Porch. Multi-betting is turned on now. Okay, that rune 22 speed obviously is being kept. This rune is a hot mess. Yes, it works for Leo, but it does not really work in general. This is 20 crit rate or not. This one's definitely a re-up target, and this is to me already probably better, right? We gem out a roll, but we get triple grindable. It's got speed and crit rate. That's already an upgrade. $888, very sexy, very sexy. Speed HP, should I switch into speed, crit rate HP? Ryan, they're different builds, man. They're different builds completely, so it depends if you... Vigor can go in a crit damage build, Vigor can go in a crit rate build, Vigor can go in a tank build, Vigor can be built fast, Vigor can be built slow. Like, he's honestly super flexible. So there's no one build specifically that's better than another. I've run him at 270 on Bio, I've run him at over 300 on Swift, I've run him at 230 on Bio on a crit damage build. I've run him, HP crit damage HP crit rate HP, triple HP, all those builds. So I can't tell you to switch him. I can tell you just make sure his build makes sense for the team that you're using him in. If he's your primary damage dealer, then he needs to deal more damage. If he is not your primary damage dealer, then maybe he needs to be your primary tank or etc. FPS, yes, streaming is definitely not what pays the bills. I run a non-profit organization. We help people with addictions. That is the day job. All right, we're off to a slow start here. We are off to a slow start. We're gonna go one more on this one and then we're gonna stop. What just happened here? Okay, there we go. I still like the left side more. Accuracy is nice, but this is a usable rune. The right side wasn't very useful. Alright, maybe we'll come back to that rune. Let's take a look at what else we've got. Defense with no innate. It's already got decent stats. I just re-gemmed the speed on this. This one is fine. Resistance rune. This one with an innate. This is actually a really nice potential rune right here. We can get quad grindable. We can get 19 speed on a resistance rune. One and done, guys. We got our first decent rune of the day. It is not OP. It is not OP. I'm not going to lie, but it is a really nice rune. Actually, it's not even a really nice rune. It's a usable rune because it's got 19 speed. It's got 19 speed and nothing else. But we're going to keep it. It's a start. It is a start. All right. So, normally, I would grind the flat HP here, and I would gem out the attack even though you're gemming out a roll. However, this crit damage tells me that this rune could wind up on some monsters that awaken into resistance, like an Odin, like a Kinky, like a Savannah. So that means there's a few ways we could go here. Because of the possibility that it could land on a Kinky, the crit rate might actually be the gem target. I don't think this rune's going to do enough to go onto like a Lulu or a Riley. Both of those are usually built slower, for one thing. For another thing, they need a lot of HP and defense if you're going to run a slot 6 resistance rune. This is more of it's kind of a really niche rune. It's, like I said, it's going to go on an offensive unit that awakens into resistance, in which case we want to use this crit damage, we want to use this attack. The crit rate, for Savannah and Odin, of course, we need it. For Kinky, we don't. But I would be inclined to just gem this HP for attack percentage, make it a really empty rune. No, that might be a bad choice. You know what? I think we gem the crit rate. We grind both of these. I think we gem the crit rate for attack percentage. So you would grind the flats, gem the crit rate, grind the speed. It's quad grindable. The efficiency is definitely on the low side, but that way you have a little bit of HP, and the flat HP has more value on some offensive units. And gemming out the crit rate opens up the availability of using it on an Onimusha as well. But the 5 crit rate's not going to be a deal breaker for most of those builds. And I think it's really, as a violent rune, it really does need some flat HP. So that's what I would do right here. I would gem this crit rate out for either attack percentage or HP percentage, depending on which unit it lands on. This could also work, for example, if it landed on a resistance, let's say if it went on a resistance Fang, you could gem in defense percent instead. If it went on a resistance Molong, you gem in HP percentage, etc. Definitely, it's a more challenging rune to use because it's got speed and nothing else, but it still obviously does have the speed, so we keep it. Alright, next resistance rune. This one has the crit rate innate. Maybe we'll get like 19 speed, but with stats this time. That's already better. 23 HP is nice, but it's not quad grindable, and it does not have, we'd have to gem in the speed over the crit damage there to make it quad grindable. It just wouldn't really fit together that well. Ooh. Still like this side. So that's 3. Alright, definitely off to a slow start here today. That was our 5, wasn't it? 4, 5, yeah, that was 5. Do we keep this one? Yeah, I don't want to run out of re-ups. I mean, we're still on slot 6s, so we keep that one. Let's go ahead and hit this one's pretty much a hot mess as well. That's not horrible. That's not horrible. For a slot 6 attack, this is like pure PvE at this point. It doesn't quite do enough. I guess this could be like a Leo rune. I always hate saying that because you can only have so many Leo runes, right? But this is not a bad rune for Leo. I think we do want to see if we can get a little bit more out of it. Here you would gem the res for speed. We get 12 crit rate, 9 crit damage. We lose the defense that we don't care about. We lose the accuracy that has some value. This side is still better, but it's still limited. Definitely limited. This side is not limited. This side that is our first real genuine beast of a rune today. There it is, guys. There it is. We have our first winner of the day. 21 speed, triple grindable with a little bit of crit damage. Only thing that could have made this rune better, I mean, obviously quad speed, but like I would have liked the crit damage to be crit rate, but I will live with it as it is. This is going to bring us to, this is going to be a beast of a rune, man. This one's a beast of a rune. So we definitely have the legends for this, 26 speed right there. Real easy, real easy. We'll hold off on the legends for these simply because it's an attack rune. But there you go, bro. 26 speed, 6 crit damage, triple grindable. You can still regrind the others up a little bit. The gem even hit pretty nice as well. Huge grats, bro. I feel better, man, because we started off really slow. We started off really slow, but now we've got the monkey off our back. That one is a huge win right there. All right, so this one was 19 speed. This one's also good. This one we can come back to now because this one just didn't want to hit, but now Calm to Us has eased up a little bit, I think. Now Calm to Us has eased up a little bit. There we go. There we go. This one. Now this one is a legit rune. This one's actually a legit like support style rune. So we easy quad grind right here. The flat defense actually synergizes great for the Lulus and the Rileys that are going to want to use this rune. We'll hold your legends right there, but we'll get the grind on that. We'll get a grind on that. What up, Michael? How you doing, man? All right, that looks pretty solid to me. Definitely can regrind this as well. Definitely can regrind this a little bit higher. That rune will probably make your siege defense. Seriously, like. That's a good enough rune to be on siege defense. Got you, but the thing is, PvE runes mostly are going to be rage, so I don't generally recommend re-apping rage, but if you're telling me now that PvE is your thing, then we should be doing rage over violent. Because Violent has pretty limited usage for PvE now that things like Trikaru exist. It used to be great. It used to be great for your different dungeon teams, but now like the only place I use Violent in PvE at all is basically for my Steel Fortress team, but that's because of Cadiz. Everywhere else it's all rage. Solo R5 is rage, everything is rage. When I did Rift scores, it's all rage. So before we do all your violent runes, let me know if I should be doing rage runes instead. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh, that's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Keep up the bio, okay. Damn! Okay. At the dislight. That might be a typo. I'm not sure what dislight is. Dude, that's pretty nuts. So, no hero speeds. Obviously, just drop a hero speed in there. That one's pretty nice, though, man. Yeah, so just drop a hero speed in that rune. 26 crit damage with accuracy. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay, now, between Infinity Kingdom and Summoner's War, definitely no time or budget to start another game. I do actually still... It's like the same crappy rune, but with 5 more speed, so... I almost feel like, yeah, no. It's not quite there, but it's not bad. Okay, that's there. That's there. That is a beast right there. All right, no, not gonna use that there. We're not gonna use that there, but this just needs an attack percent gem, and man, this is an absolute beast of a rune right here. Yeah, that's gonna be a really thick, really efficient rune right there. Yeah, mine is pure damage, Alex. But then again, I only, like John said, I only use Water Homunculus for farming and TOA, so it just makes sense on a pure damage build. Alright, this rune is pretty bad. Well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just the double into flat defense right there. But I don't want to do too many into a slot 4 defense rune, so we're gonna leave it. That was enough. What did I... Alright, now I don't know if I'm paranoid from last stream or if I just screwed something up. That top line, that was 21 flat defense, right? I read that as 21 flat defense, and now I just got super paranoid that it was 21 speed. Someone please confirm to me that it was flat defense. Okay. Oh man, I'm paranoid from that last stream. All right, I'm gonna go a little bit slower here. I saw flat defense, I clicked the left, and then I was like, wait. Okay, let's go a little bit slower. On the reapps. Alright, that's actually enough for this rune. I'm gonna start double checking each reapp though. Alright, mid-game, should I run mine on pure damage? Alex, it just depends on how you use them. Honestly. But I've used mine on pure damage for as long as I've had him built. Should I keep any blue runes as an early mid-game player? Yeah, Jose, you absolutely should, bro. I've still got a handful of blue runes on my account, man. They're all crazy high efficiency, but if a blue rune max rolls everything, especially if it has an 8, I mean, you can have a 23 speed triple grinded blue rune that's like 105% efficiency with good gems and grinds. So until you're at a point where it's extremely difficult for you to improve your rune quality, I would still be looking at the blues and at least rolling the ones with stats that make sense. Alright, this is actually a pretty nice rune, I think. What do the grinds look like? So we have one here. This is a triple, but this is a high triple. It's a high triple with speed, HP, and defense. All the stats make sense. This is actually a great rune. There's no reason to re-up that one. This rune is pretty awful. This rune is absolutely terrible. Yeah. I love the 18 crit rate, obviously, but the rest of this rune is hurting. See, like for a slot 4 crit damage rune, this is already so much better right here. Just because it's slot 4 crit damage, right? This is actually great stats. It's just the wasted roll into attack kind of hurts, but I still like this side better. Yeah. Alright, let's see here. See, I know this has 17 speed. I know this... yeah, you're definitely going to have to re-rune Leo. That's for sure, bro. Alright, see, I know this has 17 speed, but this has 17 speed with no stats. This, you can gem in 10 speed. So the question is, do we trade 7 speed for 10 crit rate, 14 attack, and 11 accuracy? To me, that's an easy yes. I know there's a lot of people who it hurts to watch a 17 speed rune not be chosen, but this is just a more usable rune. Not every monster has to be crazy fast, and for the monsters that do have to be crazy fast, 17 speed's not enough anyway. Let's be realistic. Like, if a monster needs to be crazy fast, then the rune needs to be faster than a blue rune. And, what do you use this? Oh, you got the Leo Lucifer, right? So 146, 110. Eh, he's not that bad yet. All right, we're gonna do one more on this one, but this is actually a solid rune already. So, ooh. Now this one's a tougher choice, but what it comes down to here is for a crit damage rune, this rune right here is going to be very limited to basically Vigor and maybe like a Beast Monk or something. This is basically Vigor only. Possibly a crit damage Diana. But you're talking about, again, we're trading off 7 crit rate for accuracy and attack. I do wish that this side, because we're going to gem HP over the attack, or we're going to gem either HP or speed. If you want this as a Leo rune, you gem HP. If you want this as a general rune, you gem in speed. I wish this rune had HP. That's the only reason I'm still re-apping it, is I wish the accuracy was HP and this rune would be amazing. Because it's violent, we do still need some kind of stats on it, but it's just a much better synergized. For slot 4 crit damage, this is much better synergy. This is crit rate and nothing else because it has no attack percent. So imagine, I can gem speed over the HP, and then I have the less valuable stat of the defense, and I only have flat attack here, and that flat attack has less value compared to attack percent for a offensive monster. So left side was definitely the better side. We're gonna stop here because we're not getting much more love on this rune. We're gonna move to the next rune. I wanna make sure we don't burn all the reapps. This rune just needs a defense percent gem. It's not a great rune by any means, but actually, so we have 1 here, 2 here, 1 here. I mean, all the rolls are there. Now, I think this rune you just gem in defense percent. It's synergized enough. It's got some speed. That rune was solid. This rune's great. This is an awesome rune. Especially for being on a cocky, that rune's great. This rune is terrible, but slot 4 defense, no innate. I think we're gonna just ignore that rune. This rune is not bad. I think for slot 4 defense, no innate, this rune is good enough. We're not gonna mess with that rune. This rune is awful. This rune is absolutely awful. So this is definitely our next target right here. Dude, that's actually pretty nice. If this was defense or speed, maybe. It's not all the way there, but that's an interesting rune. I mean, this has 69 defense. I think we just take this and we stop because it's got a perfect 69 defense. No, we'll stick on the left side. We'll hit this one more time. The thing to remember is you can always gem in 10 speed. It's obviously not always easy to do that. Not everybody has a million legend speed gems, but whenever I look at a rune, I start from that basis. If it doesn't have more than 10 speed, then the speed has less value if I can gem that. Like I can gem 10 speed in here, so you have to compare the rune that way. In this case, slot 4 HP, I feel like this is actually now a better rune because I could gem the speed over the resistance. The flat attack doesn't have a ton of value, but it has some, like for a Triana or something. We gem the speed over the resistance, we get our same 10 speed, and for an HP rune, I'd rather have this defense than this crit damage. Crit rate is really nice. The crit rate's really nice on the HP rune, but the attack percent actually probably has more value for most monsters that will use this rune. You know, for slower, so we'll go on like a slower support type unit usually. So, all right, this one does have the 10 speed with less overall stats. So if you just pretend you put 10 speed over the resistance here, this is actually a pretty easy choice. That was enough reapps into that rune, so we'll stop there because it's a usable rune. It is a usable rune now. It's not a great rune, but it's usable. All right, this looks like a really nice target. Once again, that 21 crit rate is really nice. But what do you use this rune for? Like, let's think about it, seriously. If we gem the resistance into speed, this is a slot 4 HP rune that has no defense percent, no attack percent, no crit damage, low speed. 21 crit rate is awesome, but who's gonna want that? Like, which monster really wants it? The Amelia that you have it on now probably makes about as much sense as anybody. But because it has innate, this rune has the potential to be so much better. If it did not have, like, there we go. This rune's already much, much, much better right there. Now it's triple grindable, way more efficiency. The 18 accuracy actually fits a lot better on the overall rune. Not for all supports, but for some. We can gem defense percent in. There's no wasted rolls here. Way, way more efficient rune. This is a huge upgrade, actually. I'm almost debating if I should re-app it any further. I think we'll do it one more time, but this is probably already done. Yeah, this is actually done. This is really solid. So it's not worth the legend here, or is it? Man, you have 6. When you have 6, it's almost worth the legend. So what's the actual efficiency on this? If we get, let's say, 11 defense on it, we'd have 29, 37, plus 2 grinds at 7 each is 51. So we'd have 51% on the 5 to 8s, that's 6.5 rolls. Then we'd have 18 speed, which is 3 rolls, so that's 9.5, plus the innate up here is 10. So this is 110%, just shy of 110% rune. 110% rune definitely qualifies legend for me. Definitely does. This one does not qualify a regen. Unfortunately, this one does not qualify for a regen, but this is actually a very, very solid rune. And it's one reason that I wanted to get that gem in. That's gonna work well on a lot of monsters. It also works really well on the Amelia that it's on. It still actually fits Amelia really well. Okay, 26 speed we leave alone. This one's got the defense innate. We leave this alone. All I would do here is just gem out the accuracy, honestly. This rune is pretty ugly. The defense and the resistance work well together, but we'd have to gem out the... okay. Alright, that's why that rune is ugly. I owe you a re-app. We didn't have a drop into the plus 12s. My bad. Normally the way I do this... Yeah, I owe you a re-app, bro. So normally the way I do this, I just want to show you what happened there. Like right here, if you sort by default grade, it goes 15s into 12s, right? And when you get to the end of the 12s, you know you're at the end of the legends. So like this rune right here is legend, and this rune right here is hero. But all of your slot 4s were plus 15. I thought we were coming down here. I thought we were coming down here. I'm sorry, man. I apologize. I really do apologize. I didn't think to check for that. That's 100% my bad. 100% my bad. Explains why this rune had no stats. Okay, let's verify. This is legend. I'm learning as I go, man. What happened to me these last 2 streams, guys? Seriously, what happened to me these last 2 streams? Oh man, re-ups are supposed to be my thing. I don't know what's going on here. All right, so this time it does go clean down to here. So slot 2 speed, attack innate. This is actually a sell to me. There's no value in re-upping this. I won't say no value, but it's awfully hard when one of your grindables is innate. I mean, and we can't speed chase it, right? So the best case scenario for this rune is high roll crit rate with either accuracy or crit damage, and then double grindables. We're looking for something super, super specific, and the odds of us getting lots of resistance or lots of flat HP is just really high. It's never going to be that high efficiency, so to me, I don't like to put a lot of re-ups into this rune. I would rather just sell it. I know you probably don't have a lot of slot 2 legend runes that are like premium targets. I mean, I can see, like, we only have 12 legend slot 2s, but this is still not a great target. All right, this one is a slightly better target. I actually really like this resistance here. I could see just gemming the accuracy out for defense percent, but it is a legend speed rune, and more importantly, I know we don't have a ton of targets again, so it is worth just seeing 3 re-apps into it and seeing what we can get. That's better. That's much better. Even though it's only double grindable, the crit rate fits great here. We gem attack percentage in, so we're missing the defense on the grind, but again, in the current meta, defense is less valuable to me. It's much less valuable to me. It's not worthless. Like, I just want to be very clear. I've been talking down on defense a lot, which I know probably means Eternal needs to go clean up a little bit. Yeah, I've been talking progressively more down on defense over the last few months. I find less value in defense in the current game simply because of the diminishing returns and because it's so easy to get defense on most units. But with that said, it's not that there's no value in it. It's just that it's easy enough to find defense on your units from artifacts or wherever else that there is less value in it than there used to be. And then because of artifacts doing true damage, HP has taken on more value. So HP was always a little bit more valuable than defense. Now HP is a lot more valuable than defense. They both have value. But my emphasis for a rune like this, having the HP, if this had defense, I would be like, oh, it's trash. But because it has the HP to go with the crit rate and the accuracy, this fits so many different units, including the Commune that it's on. I feel like you can just gem this crit damage out for attack percent. That synergizes better with the crit rate. If it goes on a bruiser, then you can gem it out for defense percent either way. But yeah, I think this is probably a done rune. This is a huge upgrade. Alright, this rune's a beast. This rune's an absolute beast. The only thing I might do is I would consider putting flat HP or flat defense over the accuracy. Obviously, Ciara wants the accuracy, in which case I would just regem the accuracy. But because this rune has so many stats, giving it some extra flats makes it just like such a thick rune. Alright, this is actually not a great Fang rune. He doesn't need the speed that much. He likes it, but it's not his first priority. The crit damage is completely wasted for Fang, and obviously this rune is basically Fang only, so... Is this better? I mean, he actually benefits from the attack. We can gem the HP percentage out here, right? So we have 2 more resistance, we have 5 less speed. So we're trading 5 speed for 2 resistance, 13 attack. We actually get the flat defense here, which is quite useful. We lose the 19 HP though. In this case, I think if this was HP instead of attack, the right side would be a nice upgrade, but because it's attack, it doesn't fit quite as well. Yeah, Plumdog, that's my issue. My will runes are crazy deep. My violent runes are pretty deep, but like my giants runes, because I've never really done enough farming in giants. Alright, that was 3 tries on a slot 2 defense. We'll leave that where it's at. This Leo rune definitely could be improved. Not for Leo, but for anybody else it could be improved. That's already better, right? Yeah, that's already better. It's not great, but it's definitely better than it was. Oh, okay. We could just do that and leave it right on the Leo if you want. That's a pretty sick Leo rune actually. Max double into crit damage. Full max double into crit damage. The accuracy and HP rolls are low. For the Leo, you can regem the crit rate, or if he doesn't need it, you can gem in defense percent either way. For everybody else, you could gem speed over the crit rate, and I still think this makes for a pretty nice rune. Like even a PvE style rune, if you're using crit rate leads, I think just that 21 crit damage there for this particular rune fits really well. And because there's no innate, that's the big key here. Because there's no innate, I want to stop on that rune. If it had innate, I would go further. This rune is sick. Love this rune. That rune's awesome. This rune also really, really good. You need to regem the attack here because it synergizes so well, but that's a great rune. It does not belong on Trassar though. Obviously, Trassar needs a slot 2 HP rune. Let's see, great rune on the Savannah right here. Crit damage, crit rate, 18 crit rate to go with that. That's a great rune. This rune is a hot mess. Of course, it's all the defense runes, so I can see where your re-ups have gone in the past. All your bad runes are the defense runes, right? This is actually better. That 64 defense is pretty nice. Like, this is actually a great Fang rune. Even though that flat defense is 2 rolls, this is a better rune now. The only thing it's missing, of course, is the resistance, but Fang loves the accuracy, loves the HP. That's enough speed for Fang. That flat defense is pretty sick. So this is already an upgrade for Fang. Is this better? What would you do here? You gem HP over crit rate. If we're thinking about it just purely as a Fang rune, right? HP over crit rate? Nah, you gotta take this side. Dude, Bell Peppers, huge congrats on the Mephisto, man. That's awesome, bro. I think with this rune, this becomes more like a Tyrannus Veligil rune. Regem the speed into faster speed. It's missing the attack percent, but that's probably okay. This is not a great Fang rune anymore. The crit damage is wasted for Fang. It's not a bad Fang rune because the HP and the accuracy are nice. Crit damage is wasted on Fang, but this is a great like Veligil Tyrannus type rune right here. Since it's slot 2 defense, we'll stop there just because we got the efficiency. It's, you know, it doesn't have that third grind spot, so it's not crazy high efficiency, but the rolls themselves are solid. This is 7-7, this is 6-6-7, this is 5-6. and then you regen the speed. So I think that rune is good enough where it's at. This is a really nice target. Slot 2 HP runes, very much in the meta. I use more slot 2 HP. Boom! There it is! There it is, bro! Who said they wanted to see a 50% sub? It's not 50, but it's awfully damn close. Alright, let's plop this down right now. 45, 44%. 44%! Bro, that's a Fang rune. That's a Fang rune. Hey, we got a payment, guys. Who bet on this? Who bet on this? We're up, bro. We get to pay people on the quad roll right here. Bro, huge congratulations, man. All right, that one is awesome, bro. Oh, that is so sexy right there. Now the question is, so we're grinding this. I'll tell you that right now. We're grinding this. The question here is, do we gem the crit rate or the resistance? And this is actually a really tough question. Because both of these stats fit, and the crit rate is a lower efficiency. The crit rate's a min roll, the resistance is a mid roll. But what I am leaning towards is, in terms of general flexibility, this rune could be good for so many different units, and not all of those units need resistance. But more of those units will benefit from crit than will benefit from resistance. Not all. It's kind of split. So like, let's say this goes on a Lulu. Put this on a Lulu, the Lulu wants resistance. Let's say this goes on a Vigor. Put this on the Vigor wants the crit. So then what I look at is the innate up here. The innate is accuracy. Lulu does not need accuracy. Riley does not need accuracy. So your pure supports, even though this has amazing support stats, your pure supports don't get to benefit from every part of this rune, but a monster like Vigor does need accuracy. So what we're doing is giving up 1% efficiency on the resistance to effectively gain 4% efficiency by making the accuracy part of the rune. If that makes sense, because if you put this rune on Lulu, 4% of the efficiency is a dead stat. If you put this on a Vigor, and we leave the resistance on, same thing, 4% of the efficiency is a dead stat. But if we change the resistance for speed, then we put this on a Vigor, all of this rune is usable. Now that's just one example, but it kind of demonstrates the point. So we're gonna change the resistance for speed, make it a more all. Oh, that's sick, man. That is so sick right there. That is so sick. I'm not gonna hate on the grind because grinds are easier than gems. Bro, that is such a sexy rune right there. We got the 9 on the defense too. I mean, obviously 10 is the dream, right? But the 9 is awesome. This can be regrinded a little bit. Oh, that is such a sick rune right there. That's such a sick rune right there. Oh yeah, I can lock that for you. There was that other slot 6 also. That slot 6, I mean, if you want me to lock the rune. Actually, most of the 6s wound up being pretty nice. But which one? That one was kind of but this one was also an absolute beast, right? And then this one actually also really, really solid. Alright, let's go ahead and flex that in yield. We'll check guild chat here in a minute. This rune's already good enough, I think. The 20 speed here is not, I mean, the rest of the stats kind of suck, right? But the crit rate, crit damage work together. You can just gem HP over the defense, over the flat defense, and this rune's okay. This rune, I feel like this rune's probably okay. This is a nice Diana style rune. Okay, that's all the Vio. That's all the Vio 246. So, alright, Plum Dogs, so do you want us to cycle through the 1s, 3s, and 5s, which will wind up using a ton of reapps, or do you want us to do a different rune set 2, 4, 6? Whatever I think is most beneficial. Alright. I would like to take a quick look at some of these runes. Because you told me you like PvE, and because the game has been shifting, so like, because the meta is shifting for PvP, I don't think will runes generally have the same value they used to. I don't think will runes are automatically what you do. You've got the Lucifer, so for your arena offense, speed is generally not going to be as important. What really is going to matter most for you, I feel like rage would be a starting point. Like this actually, I mean, we're not going to re-up this obviously, but this is not a good rage rune. The problem is the crit rate innate makes it not a good re-up target either, but 24 speed slot 6 rage is not really that valuable. This is not terrible, not great, but with no innate, not worth the re-up. This one right here though, this is an awesome re-up target if it's legend. It's not, okay. So let's take a look here. I just want to take a look at these key runes. That's nice. And also it's ancient, but that's really nice with the 23 crit rate. This is actually like a pretty good target, but however, it's on your Lapis. I feel like maybe this is in your Necro team. Not Lapis, what's her name? A-Star. It's on your A-Star. That might be in your Necro team, so we'll move past that. This is not a bad re-up target if this is legend. This is legend. This is actually, because all 4 of these stats are useless for a slot 4 rage crit damage rate. Yeah, that's better right there. Not amazing, but better. Because what do you need on a slot 4 rage crit damage? You need crit rate in your dungeons and Necro. That's what I figured, yeah. Dragons and Necro. So you need, I mean, for this rune, what we need is crit rate, attack percent, and flat attack. That's all we care about on a rage rune. And of course, it gives us 7. I mean, this rune's actually really nice, but from the hot mess that it was before, I think, yeah, I think here you can just drop a little bit of crit rate onto this. We got crit rate attack, no flat attack, but that's a nice rune. That's a nice rune. That was the only crit rate, huh? Okay. Better on rage than on vile. There we go. I mean, from where it was before, that's a huge upgrade. It's not the ideal rage rune. It's really not the ideal rage rune, but it's a huge upgrade from where it was. That's no good because of the attack innate, and this is probably hero or yeah, it's probably hero. Okay. Take a look at slot 2 attack. That's a pretty good target right there. Ooh, that's hero already. Wow. Okay. Let's take a look at your slot 1s. That's solid. That's pretty solid. Crit rate, crit damage, speed, attack. Attack, crit rate, crit damage. Attack, HP. This one's not a bad target. Yeah, you can gem in 13 attack. Because we don't care about the HP so much. The crit rate's more valuable there. Alright, so here, could gem in the attack. You'd have crit rate attack. I think it's probably not there yet. No innate, I don't want to go too far. Okay! Now we're talking. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what a freaking rage rune should look like. That's what a freaking rage rune should look like, except for the low attack. You kind of need a better gem on that. But that's what a rage rune should look like. That's all you need. That's the stats that you need on your rage runes right there. 9 crit rate, 19 crit damage. We're done. Regem the attack. I'm not gonna grind it because it needs to be regemmed. We only have 1 gem left. But that's what we re-app for on rage. I know it doesn't look exciting because there's no grinds, the rolls don't look all that high, the rolls aren't that high, it's a super low triple into crit damage, but you have all the key stats in place, which this is actually a pretty beastly rage rune. It really is. Okay, crit rate, attack. This one has what we need out of it already. This one you just gem crit damage over the resistance is actually quite a nice rune as well. No crit damage, but yeah, put crit damage over the res. That's a solid rune. That's it for those. Crit rate, crit damage, that rune's fine. Crit rate, crit damage. This rune's not like a super great use of... Yeah, exactly, John. This rune's not a great use of stats because the defense and HP are kind of dead, but with no innate, I think that one's fine. The 26 speed, we're not going to re-app. It's not a great rage rune, but we're not going to re-app it. This one, if you put crit damage over here, I think it's probably okay. Make sure we're still looking at legends. We're not. Okay, that's what I thought. And here we're only going to look if it has innate. That's 24 speed. That one's 19 speed. This one has innate. It's on your Veil though, and stats aren't bad. Crit rate, crit damage with attack. That one's fine. This one's kind of a waste. This one's not a very good rune, but with no innate on a slot 5, I really don't want to re-app it. 28 speed here, and see, you can see 28 speed rune is chilling in inventory because rage runes don't need speed, but that's what it is, and then we go to hero. Okay, so that's it for the rage. I don't think there's much value in going to destroy for you because you said you're not into PvP. Let's take a look at your fight runes. This is actually where a lot of people don't use reapps on their fight. That's a beautiful rune right there. So this is down to legend. No, where's the legend stop? Okay, that's legend. That's legend. So it's the first ones. Okay. See this right here, like this is actually a pretty solid rune. We don't need to re-app it. This has all the stats we need. All you gotta do is just put attack percent right here. This is a great fight rune for like solo R5, stuff like that. That's a great fight rune. No innate, so we'll leave that one be, and then that's the hero. So let's come up here, slot 1. Is this all the way down to legend? No, that's hero. That's legend. Top row is all legend, and then the Fran rune is legend. So it actually goes to Fran. This is a 5-star though. Okay. So for fight runes, what we're looking for, fight runes can go 2 ways. We can want super fast fight runes that you use on an attack bar booster as a set to make your offensive unit hit harder. Or we want super high offensive fight runes that we can use as part of like a solo R5 style team. This rune doesn't match either of those criteria. It is on your Giants team, so I'm probably going to leave it alone, but that rune's not really a very good fight rune. It is a good re-app target. This rune is an awesome fight rune. This rune is great right here. This rune is actually pretty good. Attack, crit rate, crit damage. Again, it's got the stats that we need right here. Yeah, fight Karu as well. Try Karu on fight. This rune, not a very good fight rune at all. It has none of the stats we want except the crit rate. It is legend. Melia is not on Giants. Okay, so we'll go back to the Melia. This is just tiny bit better. It's actually still not good, but for a fight rune, it's okay. This is not bad. That one's not terrible right there. Obviously, I wish the HP is not the ideal, but that's not terrible. That's definitely better than it was. Alright, same 8 speed, same 13 attack. Would we rather have 12 accuracy or 20 HP? Now, if this was violent, if this was violent, we'd already be done. The left side is super efficient. On a violent rune, this is an amazing rune and we're done. For a fight rune, this rune is better. If you think about what your monsters need, again, yeah, so for the Ikarus, for most uses in fight runes, this side is much better. You just gem the HP out for crit rate, and this rune is done. Speed's not ideal. Speed's not ideal. I would like to have, for a good fight rune, what you want is, on this one, attack, crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy. So we'll hit it one more time, And now we're done because this can work with your boosters, or it can work. I mean, this can work both ways. This is beautiful. So this one we just pop some crit rate over here, and this is really nice. This is actually really nice. Yeah, this can work on Trikaru. This could actually be, I mean, this can work on a lot of different places. The 22 speed makes it possible for you to use this with an attack bar booster as well. Like, you could put this, well, not on your Leolution team, but you could put this, like, if you could make a set, like, Mirane Teon is what comes to mind for me because they don't have to be as fast. But anywhere that you're using this with, like, a support unit, this could work out real nice. And then the opposite of that, this could just speed tune. Like, you put like I use a Shayna on double fight Will on my solo R5. They do need a little bit of speed just for speed tuning. They need about 40 total speed. So the 20 speed here would eat up half of what they need. So either way, that one's very solid. This one doesn't really have much of anything that we want. So let's go here. I'll stay with the left because you can gem in the crit rate. That's a hot rune as well right there. So in this case, again, we don't actually need the speed. This you could just gem the speed for crit damage, or you could gem it for higher speed depending on if you need to speed tune or if you want to get extra damage. This is awesome. This is actually quite awesome. Also, if this goes on your Trikaru, you can gem the HP for crit damage and leave the 6 speed if you need it for speed tuning. So keep that in mind. Like, even though you're gemming out a roll, the HP has no value. For most monsters that are using fight runes, the HP has no value. So just keep that in mind. Like, I really can't think of a single case where, like, that HP would make or break a build. I mean, solo R5, they do need, for solo R5, they need 90k effective HP. So it's not bad to have it. For the Trikaru, they don't need it at all. Like, this could honestly be like your Verd. This could honestly go on your Verd. He doesn't benefit from the accuracy, so it's a better Ikaru rune, but this could land on your Verd with the high attack, high crit rate, and if it's on the Verd, you gem the Verd doesn't need speed at all, so you gem the speed for crit damage. If it's on an Ikaru, they might need a little speed, you gem the HP for crit damage either way. Alright, this one, again, doesn't have anything that we're looking for out of a fight rune. Did it change? Is it the exact? Actually, this is slightly better. Slightly better. This is significantly better, right? Actually, maybe not. I like the crit rate, but I mean, I could gem 8 crit rate here and have it. Yeah, no, the left side is better. So the left side might be good enough. We'll hit it. We'll do the third because we max at 3, but. Okay, we'll take that. We will take that. That is, dude, that's a freaking beast of a rune right there. So all we have left is the legend. Is this even worth it? So it's a max here, it's almost maxes here, and it's a double here. This actually does, this is worth it. This is worth it, yeah. Dude, this rune is nuts. This rune is absolutely, for a fight rune. Obviously, for a fight rune, this rune is insane, man. This is like the dream fight rune right here. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I need one of my Ikaru to have a will set because of solo R5. But they have a mix. It's a lot of fight sets and triple Ikaru. Oh, that's just a luxury, man. That's just a luxury. So double determination, fight, Swift. Yeah, so like the one on Swift, he could change. Double fight determination. What up, Axe? How you doing, man? Alright, let's see here. That one is not a reapp target. It's already about as good as it's going to get. attack speed, crit rate. Yeah, that one's fine. It just needs crit damage. That's it for the ones. You'd have to pay for the opportunity, sir. You'd have to pay for the opportunity. This is not a bad rune as it goes. That one's not a bad rune as it goes. That's a great rune as it goes. Crit rate, crit damage is quite solid, and then this is legend, right? But this is honestly, yeah, this rune doesn't make a lot of sense as a fight rune. All you're getting is the crit damage and a little accuracy. It is legend, so. Okay, that's just a solid rune. Like, the 16 speed doesn't super excite me on this fight rune. It's too slow to be used for a booster and doesn't really have much value otherwise, but anytime you get speed and crit rate together, it's just solid. In this case, again, I probably just want crit damage here, which we have. We can always change that crit damage out for HP percent later if you need to, but this is just a solid all-around rune. I know this is a little bit different. For those of you who watch my re-app streams, this is because we don't do fight runes that often. This is probably really different than what you normally see, right? I'm looking for something completely different here. But with Fight, Rage, and Swift, less so Swift. With Fight and Rage, I never re-app Fatal because Rage is better, right? But on my account, when I'm re-apping Fight and Rage, this is what I'm looking for on my account. I'm not looking for efficiency on these sets. I'm looking for, you know, stats that fit the way I'll use the monsters. And then in this case, this is not like the ideal fight rune, but I would keep this. Anytime you have high speed and high crit rate together, it lands in builds. It just lands in builds. Those are, when you can put those two together, it's really tough. So you always keep those runes like that. Double into speed with one into the crit rate. The flat HP is fine. It's, you know, it's a wasted roll, but it's fine because the rune itself synergized. But this is exactly how I would re-app this stuff on my account as well. All right, defense we're not gonna touch. Defense we're not gonna touch. This is pretty juicy, actually. But it's a fight rune with no innate. I don't know that we actually want to chase on that. I don't know that we actually want to chase that rune, and this is nothing. This is nothing. Okay, so 5s we only want innate. That's a nice rune already. That's a nice rune already. That's a good enough rune considering it has no innate, and that we're not going to re-app because it's attack innate. So that's it for the fight runes. Any other sets that would benefit somebody who's PvE focused? I don't want to do Fatal. Like I said, Rage is usually going to be better. I would do Vampire, but your A-star is already built, and she's the only PvE unit that really needs Vampire. There's occasionally some use for Shield, but I don't feel like that's generally going to give you enough value for re-apps. We could do Blade, but I would limit that only to 2, 4, and 6 attack and crit damage only if there's like a really good target. Like this actually, if this is Legend, it's not. Had this been Legend, this would have been a really good target. This is pretty nice already. This is actually quite nice already. High attack and crit rate. This is not that great. Is this Legend? This is not. Okay, that's why it's not that great. And then slot 2, we'll just look at attacks only. That's already on your A-star, so we leave that alone. This feels hero to me. Yeah, this is hero to me. Okay. All right, so that's it for the offsets, bro. So from here, I would go back to Vio, I think. Yeah, I mean, if you've only spent a day in Giants, then there could be a case to be made to do some Despair as well. But that's pure PvE. I don't think the only place that you use Despair in PvE. I'm sorry, that's pure PvP. The only place you would use Despair in PvE is TOA Hell. I mean, I use a lot of Despair in TOA Hell, but I think the Vio makes more sense. So let's take a look at the slot 1s for the Vio. 20 crit damage, sorry, 20 crit rate, crit damage innate. This is fairly well synergized, but it lacks the speed. See here. So this is a triple into crit rate, and then it looks like 1 into flat HP. Yeah, I think we can. This is a pretty good target right here. Okay, we'll take that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it sucks to give up the 20 crit rate, but the efficiency on this rune is off the charts. Once you gem in the speed, this is such a juicy rune. And the 20 crit rate, the thing with the 20 crit rate is it had no attack percentage on it. If you gemmed in the attack percentage, you had no speed. So when you have that high crit rate rune, for a slot 1, the 3 stats you want with this crit damage innate, to make this crit damage innate be valuable, the stats that you want with it are speed and attack percentage, and you can't have both. Whereas this rune, it doesn't have the crit rate innate, but this is an amazing, just super, super high efficiency rune. This will work on so many different units. Now this is more of a PvP oriented rune, but it is still just a super crazy efficient rune, like 115% rune, something like that. That one's pretty nuts. Okay, this one's got all the stats we want together. And let's see, we got a max double, 1 here, 1 here. This is a great rune already, no reason to mess with it. This is a great rune as well, no reason to mess with it. We're not going to re-app with HP innate regardless. This is pretty sick. This is pretty sick. You definitely probably made a bad choice gemming out whatever you gemmed out to put in the resistance. I'm going to guess this was maybe a rune from a long, long time ago. But 38%, it's basically, I don't know if it was just a high triple and you gemmed out a roll or if it's a low quad. Either way, this is really sick, so we'll definitely leave that alone. This is pretty nice. If we gem the resistance into speed. What's up, Chrissy? How you doing? Okay, so if we gem the resistance into speed, what does this look like? Kind of high rolls on the crit damage. This is basically a max double. High rolls here, low crit rate, low accuracy. It's a great offensive rune. I think you can just gem that into speed. It's also a nice re-app target because of it's got the best innate for re-apping, but I think it's a good enough rune that it probably doesn't warrant the re-app. This is amazing rune for your Molong. No need to mess with that one. This is also really well synergized rune. Here you can actually just re-gem the attack into higher attack, which is obviously what you plan to do. That's why it's not grinded. So that rune definitely works. This rune, kind of a mess, but because it's got no innate, honestly, I just put like a blue HP gem right here. You don't have it, so we're not going to do it, but I put a blue HP gem right here. When you grind the flat HP, it becomes a pretty thick rune. And it's good enough. I think it's good enough, like not with the no innate, it's not really worth the rehabs. This is, again, solid rune, probably just re-gem the attack sometime down the road. We got 1 into HP, 1 into speed, and then a mid-double into the accuracy. But overall, it's a solid enough rune. Again, with no innate, it's not as good of a target. This one, we could gem the resistance into a speed, and it doesn't quite synergize quite as well. I think because we have the crit damage innate here too, this rune just doesn't synergize quite as well overall. Still does not synergize as well, but we're going to keep it now. We're going to gem the resistance into attack percentage. It actually synergizes great. What it doesn't do is we lose a roll, right? It sucks that we lose a roll, but this is a max double. This is mid, and it's got great efficiency. Even when you lose the roll, because of the fact that this is a max double, great efficiency, 22 speed, very solid overall rune. So that one's actually a 1 and done. Dude, nice time on the dragons, man. Oh, Lucifer's such a freaking luxury. Lucifer's such a luxury. 34 second runs on the dragons. That's sick, man. Okay, so that was this one. Okay, this one. This one, I think this one we re-up. That's better than it was. Plumdog Gaming with the super chat says, halfway done, keep up the good re-ups. Bro, thank you very much for the super chat, man. Seriously appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Glad you're happy. Glad you're happy. I feel like we've had a handful of really nice re-ups so far. It's been a different kind of session. Like, we haven't hit, because I did some of the fight and the rage stuff, right? We haven't hit that, like, bonkers 30 speed rune, but I feel like we've actually boosted quite a few runes. Like, I'm happy with the session, so I'm glad you're happy with it, man. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it, bro. And do I want to keep this? I love the 17 crit rate. I don't love the double into flat HP right here. I think we go for 28% attack instead. This definitely feels a lot more solid. Dude, see, okay. So, here's what I gotta tell you. The slot 2 HP, this rune, absolutely freaking insane. This is a beast. But don't forget, don't sleep on this rune, man. This is a 26 speed slot 6 attack also, and then we also had a monster resistance rune, 2 monster resistance runes. I know these are less, this one right here, this is an absolute monster of a rune as well. I want to say there was 1 or 2 other really big runes too. Like, we've hit a handful that are like 110+% efficiency. The only thing we haven't hit is that rune that jumps out as like, well, wait, that's not true. The slot 2 HP jumped out instantly, right? And then that 28% attack rune that we just hit that I like jumped away from, this is an absolute beast of a rune as well, man. This is an absolute beast right here. Oh, and we hit the grind again. Nice. Okay, this one actually does get the legend right here. Can it do it? Oh, damn. Now the only question here is, do we regem speed or do we regem crit rate? Regem speed, right? We gotta regem the speed. So we're not gonna grind that because we're out of speed gems. I think you regem the speed here though. This is tempting. It's like so tempting to gem this, regem the crit rate. The other thing you could do, honestly, is you could gem this for crit damage in a pure PvE rune, but this is, man, this is actually, this is as good as that slot 2 was, bro. This is as good as that slot 2 was. Look at that. 57% right here. 57% right here. Yeah, see, if this is a cocky rune, then you gem the crit rate into accuracy. If this is not a cocky rune, then you regem the speed. I would definitely not be interested in fusing 43 pandas. Sorry, bro. I have done enough fusions on my account to know the answer to that question. Alright, this rune, actually not... This feels hero to me, but it's not. Okay, so what is this? Double. It's a double into accuracy. It's 445 into accuracy with no speed. This is actually, again, the 18 crit rate is awesome, but kind of an awkward rune. This is actually, is this better? This seems better to me. This seems much, much better to me, yes. This is definitely more efficient, right? We got a double to HP, 1 to crit rate. The problem is the 1 into flat. This actually, no, yeah, there's an extra, it's 2 low rolls into the flat HP, right? So this has way more stats now, but this one we gem the HP into attack percentage. It's triple grindable. So this is definitely the better rune, and I think we stop right there. So we'll just, you know, you put it, not legend, obviously. Put a hero attack percentage on that rune and it's done. Alright, speed attack, crit damage. This one's fine. Gemming the HP, this works great with, and we only have 1 HP gem left, so we won't use it. But gemming the HP here, this works great with the slot 4 crit rate rune. This one's kind of awkward. The high HP makes this not fit as well, right? Alright, Plum. Bro, again! Again! Okay. I was literally about to say, alright, Plum Dog, are you more excited about the slot 2 HP or the 40% attack rune? And right as I was saying that, we roll another 37% attack rune. This one's a little bit more awkward, but here what I would do, for me personally, I would do this and just go pure efficiency. It's slow, so you could regem the speed. I think, actually, I take it back. Do we regem the speed or do we gem the accuracy? I think we regem the speed. This one needs the speed. This one needs the speed. But either way, it is gonna get this. We are gonna do 37. Dude, we actually did it. 37% attack. So there you go. So if we sort by subproperty, you now have 38, 37, 37. I guarantee you I don't have that on my account. That's just freaking insane, bro. That's just freaking insane. Alright. So this one, I think I regem the speed here. Gem the flat, grind the flat HP, regem the speed. This one's ugly. This one's ugly. Dude, that was seriously... Oh! That was so close right there. That was so close right there. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, that will definitely work. Dude, we're getting on a roll right now. We're starting to heat up right here. We're starting to heat up quite a bit right now. This will definitely just regem the HP right here. That looks good to me. Dude, that's a nice rune. That's a really nice rune. Once it's fully grinded, that's a beast of a rune. Yeah, we're starting to heat up now. We're starting to get into that groove where we hit like 5-10 really good ones in a row. Let's see what Guild said about that rune that we shared earlier. Is it gone yet? I forgot about that. There it is. Okay, there you go. 44% not enough. Okay, there you go. 44% not enough. Alright. I think this is going to be a 26 speed rune right now. But what do I know? It is going to be a beast of a rune, though. It is going to be a beast of a rune. Like I said, we're getting into that groove now. We are getting into that groove now. Alright, this is... Yeah, this one gets crit rate. This one gets crit rate right here. Just need the speed grind right there. That's definitely solid. Gotcha, John. I probably don't want to... While we're in this mode right now, I don't know that I actually want to change up the RNG. We're starting to hit a bunch. I'll start... If we go dry again, I'll restart it. If we go dry, I'll restart it. Michael has a slot 5 Despair with 26 speed, 4 crit rate, 7 crit damage, 8 accuracy. What should I gem out for HP? Okay, so Michael, if you think about Despair, monsters that want fast Despair are almost always strippers, right? So you know that you need the accuracy. Crit damage does not have much value unless the monster has a lot of crit rate. So, the thing with that rune is, if you're running the monster with a slot 4 crit rate, then the crit damage has a little bit more value. If you're not running it with a slot 4 crit rate, then that crit damage has no value, because when you don't crit, then the crit damage doesn't actually exist as a stat, right? Because crit damage just multiplies damage. So in this case, to give yourself maximum flexibility, and by that I mean to give yourself the ability to use that rune with either an HP or a crit rate or whatever your fastest slot 4 is, because you're going to run it with strippers, I would gem out the crit damage. The crit damage is a max roll, the crit rate is a min roll. So you're giving up efficiency in exchange for synergy and flexibility. So in this case, I would change that crit damage out for HP, and I would do it for HP because, again, most strippers, you tend to build the strippers a little tankier and rely more on artifact damage. So if you think about like a Chung or a Water Ryu, it could also go on a Rika. Rika's usually built slower, probably doesn't need the speed, but any of those monsters I just mentioned, they're all going to prefer the 4 crit rate over the 7 crit damage. It'll give you more flexibility in builds. and all of those monsters will prefer HP over attack or defense there. So I would gem the crit damage out for HP. Yeah, so maybe I was gonna say we could try and call you MS, but I don't want to refer to you as Microsoft because I have a hate relationship with Windows 11 at the moment. We're not gonna hate on you, Michael. Okay, this is not bad. This is actually really nice. So here you gem the crit rate for speed. This is a great support rune, obviously pure PvP, but this is a great support rune with the resistance. The rolls here are low. This is a low triple. Yeah, John, I was going to say that too, but that's just not PC, right? So this is actually a low triple, really low triple on the resistance, but the synergy on the rune is solid. Like, you gem in the speed right here, you get to grind the HP, which is already, you know, this is just a great support rune for Lulu, for Riley, stuff like that. Also works great for a support Triana. And so yeah, I would just definitely gem the crit rate for speed, and that rune is done. Okay, great target right down at the very end. Make sure we're still in Legend. We are. Man, I almost want to keep that. It's a low double and a high double. You can gem in the speed here. This, actually, I think you do keep this. This is a great, again, this has to be run with a slot 4 crit rate rune because of the lack of crit rate. This is solid, man. So you need a lot of speed gems. That's what we've come down to, is you need a lot of speed gems. Okay. Looked like my stream froze there for a second. Alright, I'm not positive if the stream froze, but yeah, we're going to keep this. This is, it's a high double on crit damage, low double on attack, but it's great synergy all around. You gem in speed, and it's just a solid synergized rune. Alright, Michael, I am ready, bro. Alright, let's see. Resistance innate. Here we gem in the speed. It's nice and efficient. I think this rune's fine the way it is. Defense innate. 30 speed, swift slot 4. Bro, huge congrats, Daniel. That's insane, man. Swift slot 4 is like my weakest set, too. I want that rune from you, man. I want that rune from you. Huge congrats, though, man. That's awesome. By the way, guys, just a reminder, if you're enjoying the stream, please remember to smash that like button. I see we got 85 on right now, 30 likes. It definitely helps out a lot. When you guys smash the like button, it helps us get a larger stream, more chat, more engagement overall. Alright, this command rune with the defense innate, we're not going to re-app this. This rune is a mess. This rune is like missing a ton of rolls. I think it's like a low... This is the one roll, actually, yeah, so we got one here, one here. It's not as bad as it looked at first sight. Michael with the super chat says, I made G1 Arena last rush. Let's go! Bro, Michael, huge congrats, man. Huge congrats on the G1. I'm guessing that's your first one, bro, so huge congrats. What was your defense? That's the question, because I'm going to need some help as we get ready. I'm going to need some help with my defense as we get ready for Inner Server, bro. Alright, I am thinking this rune could just gem in speed, but we're hot right now. So, because we're hot, we're going to hit this rune, and look at that! Like I said, we're hot, bro. I meant to say we could gem in defense, but this is so much better. Why gem in defense when you can just re-app a monster instead? I also forgot, we got a bunch of these, but is this justified? 2 here, 1 here, no. This is actually not justified. Wait a second. That was Legend, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is a double into the resistance. It's a great rune regardless, but I think this needs a hero gem. You need a hero defense gem here. It's not really worth the Legend. Kind of remember us talking about that, Plum Dog. I kind of remember us talking about that. I have to do something better. I have to do better. This Inner Server was really not at the peak of my game. The last 3 weeks, I basically Poseidoned everything because I was just struggling with time. Alright, so that one's solid. Let's see, this needs some help. Plum Dog, what is your current rank, bro? Alright, so we're trading, basically we can gem in the 10 speed. This got more synergy. This is just more efficient though. 100 is better, Sam, but the Samir, 100 is much better because he doesn't get like, he doesn't glance, but he's not like Elemental King like an Odin or a Theomars. However, it's the 85 accuracy that matters more because in that team that you're probably using Poseidon, Tiana's damage is as big or bigger than Poseidon's. So it's all about the pushback. Focus your 85 accuracy first. Then shoot for 100 crit rate. There we go. All really low rolls, very generic, but for a legend, no innate, I'll take this and I'll be happy. Like, we got one into each. They're all kind of low rolls, but this is still a good enough rune right here, right? This is definitely a useful rune. Yeah, Samir, if you're still on stream in about an hour when we go back to my account, I'll show you. So, Daniel, okay, Daniel, if you want to see an example of a G3 rune, I can show you that on Plumdog's account because we re-apped this one. This is a G3 rune right here. This is definitely a G3 rune. This thing's a beast. But yeah, Daniel, if you want to see a few of my best runes when we go back over to my account, I'll be happy to show you some of my best runes. And Samir, when we go back to my account, if you want to see the build for my Poseidon, I'll be happy to show you the Poseidon as well. For profile. Cool, Samir. Just remind me when we go back. Probably about an hour. Probably about an hour. Ah, here we go. So here you go, guys. We got C2 RTA. For somebody who doesn't do PvP, C2 RTA pretty impressive, but you've got some really good runes. G3 Arena, obviously the Lucifer helps quite a bit there, but still, G3 Arena, G1 Guild and Siege, Triple S World Boss, 21 stars in TOA Hell. Really solid profile, actually. Really solid profile, man. Okay, where were we? We were here. We just did that one. So we've got the Lauren rune. This is actually a solid rune, man. This one doesn't need anything. This just needs, I would actually grind this and gem the crit damage for defense percent because of this HP. The crit damage here is useful. The crit damage here can be useful as well. Yeah, actually, you know what? Because it's a max roll and the HP is low, I changed my mind. I would actually change this for defense. And does this justify legend here? Not that. This, obviously. Does this justify legend? So we've got max roll here. So we have 27. Once we grind this is 34. Change this to 16. That's 50. So 50 is 6 1/4 rolls, there's 7 1/4 rolls, there's 8.1 rolls plus 15. Yes, this gets defense. This gets legend, excuse me, and it goes over the flat HP because the crit damage synergizes. Oh, nice right there. Nice right there too. Yeah, that's a sexy rune. That's a sexy rune. The crit rate, crit damage synergize real well. I like flat HP. On a rune like this, I really like flat HP. If the innate was anything other than crit rate, I gem out the crit damage. But in this case, you get too much synergy. This is built for like a Vigor. Any kind of HP scaling bruiser, that extra crit damage is useful there. As long as you're running them on a slot 4 crit rate rune, obviously. This rune right here, it looks like we're losing a roll into flat HP. We got solid rolls all around though. I think this is one that you just grind straight down the line. No gems needed. That's a done rune to me. It's not an amazing rune, but it's a done rune. This one right here, same deal. These are low rolls, and we only get 2 grinds. It's kind of just a Leo rune, right? So let's continue screwing up your Leo. That's been the goal of this stream all along, screw up the Leo. I do like the left side more here in this case. Yeah, well, when you've got freaking Lucifer, bro. When you've got freaking Lucifer. Yeah, I'll show you, Daniel. I just re-apped. I had a max quad roll Swift re-app about a week ago, and it was HP. It's a 50% HP slot 3 Swift rune. How useless is that? All right, Daniel. So I don't have a chroma. I don't have a lot of experience with her, but I believe the best way to rune a chroma is probably on a bruiser crit rate build in the current meta. I know a lot more people rune her crit damage, I think, and some people rune her crit tank. If it were me, I would go crit rate, but I also have great rune efficiency, and that allows me to go crit rate. So again, I don't have much experience with her because I don't have her. I don't know that I can give you the best possible answer. Okay, this is okay. This is okay. Here we gem out the crit damage. We lose a roll, right? But we give up 7 crit rate. We gain 3 accuracy. We gain 8 defense. No, this side's better. This side's better. All right, maybe we don't get to screw up your Leo. This is the last try on this one. This is the last try on this one. Okay, we do get to screw up your Leo. We do get to screw up your Leo. Haha, Leo, screw up. Okay. So this is one each into defense, crit rate, and speed. This is a double 4. It's a double 4 on resistance, but once you gem this out for the HP, the overall rune's significantly higher efficiency, and it's got, you know, it's got all the key stats. So triple grindable with crit rate. That's basically what you want on a Bio slot 3. Triple grindable with crit rate is kind of what you want for your like all-purpose runes. Obviously stuff like quads usually much better, but if it's just a general rune, that's solid. This sucks. This is such a tease, bro. It's such a tease. But the left side's clearly better. 16 speed with absolutely nothing else is not going to be useful for you. Four out of 6 react. I mean, I'm telling you, bro. You're Leo and I. We have some history, man. We have some history here. Ooh. Okay. Now this is solid. This is really solid. So you got a lot of flexibility here. If you want to put this on your Leo, change the speed to HP, and the nice thing is you can always change it back. Obviously not the craziest efficiency because it's double grind, but 18 crit damage to go with 10 crit rate. We got the accuracy innate. This is also a beast of a Tyrannus or a Veligul type rune. This is super solid, man. That's super solid right there. Crit damage Eladriel coming up. Crit damage Eladriel coming up. Okay, this rune's a sell. I'm not going to re-app it with HP innate. It has no value. You could maybe just... Okay, I literally just poked myself in the eye on stream. That's awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah. You guys didn't see that. That did not happen. Okay, you can maybe regem the resistance for speed right here. My eye's watering too. You could maybe regem the resistance for speed. Otherwise, it's a sell. That rune's really solid. Leave that one alone. Yeah, no fly this time. I got no excuse, man. My finger slipped and I poked myself in the eye. The things that happen on stream, bro. Okay, that's definitely better. I think that's done, actually. Gem the crit damage into HP. This is solid. Low rolls on the speed, but high rolls everywhere else. This is really solid. That's a nice upgrade. This is a good target. This is a good target with the innate. We're still on legend. I'm double checking. Still on legend. There it is, man. We got rid of a couple of 20 crit rate runes earlier. Now we brought one back. This one synergizes much better. The HP flat makes up for the low HP here. We gem out the resistance for either speed or defense, depending on who it goes on, but I prefer speed. And we've got the crit rate, crit damage, HP, speed. You're lacking the defense, which, like I said, is a less valuable stat, so I really do like that rune. I think that was another one and done. This rune's solid right there. This one we're not going to mess with because of the defense innate. This is a hot mess. The resistance and the accuracy don't really fit that well together. Yeah, I hate your Leo, but I'm going to make some new runes for him also. Okay, this is actually not horrible. Not great. We'd have to gem out... I mean, yeah, no. It's not bad. It's much better than it was, but it's still not perfect. Now, this is really nice. This is really nice. It used to be, there was a time before the current meta, before crit rate runes, where I wasn't a fan of crit damage just floating on a rune. But because of crit rate runes, crit damage on a slot 1 or 3 has value to me. Only on slots 1 and 3, or I guess on a slot 6, actually. On 1, 2, 3, and 6. It just doesn't have value on the 4, 5, right? because you want those two to be quad grindable to get all your stats. You try and get all your stats from the 4 and the 5, and you try and get the non-grindable stuff from the 1, 2, 3, 6. So right here, this 15 crit damage, this works great with a bruiser. And again, this is it's a triple 5 into the crit damage, which is on the low side, but not min rolls. HP is 6, 7, so that's exactly average, and the speed is high. So it's a solid overall rune, especially for no innate. This one has the innate, so this is another really solid target for us. Okay, this is not horrible if you gem in the speed. It's still missing stats. I double checked now. I was like, am I re-apping hero? Ooh, okay. Okay, we can dig this one. We can dig this one. We got 1 to speed, 1 to crit rate, double into defense. We can gem out the HP flat for HP percent. Great support style rune. This will work. This will actually work really well. It'll work really well. Alright, speed innate right here. This is not a re-app target. I appreciate that, Daniel. That's awesome, man. Alright, so the speed innate, this is not a re-app target. This is not necessarily a sell. I like the 26% defense here. This is probably a really solid Fang style rune. If you look at it as a Fang rune, then it makes you want to gem the crit rate. But I almost think, because it's min rolls both ways, but on a bigger range on the resistance, I almost think we change resistance for accuracy here, and it's a better all-purpose rune. I don't think it's worth your legend when it's your only one. So I would put a hero accuracy gem right here. It's just kind of an all-purpose rune. It can work for Veligil Tyrannus. It can also work for Fang. Fang doesn't need crit rate, but he doesn't hate crit rate. He dislikes the crit damage. Crit damage is useless for Fang, but the crit rate's actually kind of useful. So I don't get likes anymore, Tariq, because your like folder's full? Dude, nice, Michael. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a while since I got a legend. It's been a while since I got a legend speed gem, I think. This rune, I actually really like this resistance. I think we just gem the HP percent. Again, it's a great support rune, right? This effectively a triple in resistance with the low rolls into speed, right? So we have a 4-5 in speed. Triple into resistance would be 32, though. I think you just put the HP percentage here, and this is a great support rune. This is actually an RTA level rune for certain types of monsters. We don't want to mess with that one. And this one, the speed innate, we're not gonna re-app that, so we don't have to mess with it. Slot 5s, I never like to. I'm just messing with you, Tariq. Oh, so wait, are you unliking my older videos? That's why the like count goes down? No. Alright, so the slot 5s we only want to re-app if they have an 8. This one's already solid though. It's actually maybe it's not. 2 here, 1 here. So it's 2, 1, and 1. With the accuracy, this is not bad, but I feel like this could be better. Let's do this twice. Twice only, because I'm hesitant. It's not a bad rune now. Yeah, that's not good. I just want to see if we're hot enough. I want to see if we're hot enough. So, same speed, similar HP, less accuracy. It's literally the exact same freaking rune. Alright, left side's better. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. This is not like an amazing rune, but we just have to put too many re-apps into it, I think, to improve. This is a nice target. This is a real solid target right here. Jackpot! Oh! Jack freaking pot! Not only that, but we've got the legend. Dude, that's a one and done right there. Dude, nice. Okay. Alright, so this gets the last one right here for sure. That was sexy. This obviously gets this. This gets this. Alright, only question for you, bro. Only question for you. Do you want me to regem or not? On my account, I regem, but I also farm an absurd amount, but you've got plenty of crystals, so let me know. This is a beast. This rune is an absolute beast. Just so you... This is what it looks like right now. This is what it looks like right now. We're going to get over 20 on the defense if we regem. Okay. Give us that 13, bro. 9, then 13, right? Alright, we got 2 left. We've done almost all your bios. Last one. Last one. Come on, man. Alright. I'll stop there because I don't want to use the last one. And do we use legend here? Let's just use a hero for now. I don't know. Oh, okay. That'll work. That'll work. Alright, so efficiency on this rune. We've got 35 and 55. So that's, with the 20 here, that's 8 rolls and 3.5. So that's 11.5 rolls. That is 118% rune. So that's 118% rune. And it's 118%. You can gain 4% more here. You can actually gain 6% more here. So this has the potential to be almost 130% rune, bro. 125 to 130% rune. Best rune on my account is 124 for point of reference. Yeah. That's the jet, and it's 21 speed to boot, so it's a huge, like, that's a top tier RTA level. So, Daniel, you asked what a G3 rune looked like earlier. This is what a G3 rune looks like right here. This is what a G3 rune looks like right here. All right, this rune is such hot trash, and after we just hit that, I said nothing without an 8, but we're gonna. Wow. 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 Just wow. That's quad grindable too. Dude. Oh my God. Bro, huge congratulations. Huge congratulations. That is the best rune. I'm in shock. I don't have words for this. It's not just the quad grindable HP. It's not just the HP. It's a max roll defense. It's got attack. And so when you talk about a rune, the most efficient gem you can put onto a rune is speed. So you get even more freaking efficiency from the speed gem. It's quad grindable, 50% HP with everything. Dude, that's like one of the best runes I've ever seen. That is legitimately one of the single best runes I have ever seen. I did use the legend speed gem, unfortunately. We do not have the speed gem. You need a speed gem. Legitimately, this is one of the best runes I've ever seen, man. This thing is so juicy. Oh man, dude. If we had gotten nothing else, this session, and I think we've actually gotten a lot of pretty good stuff. If we got nothing else this session, this rune alone is worth 200 reapps. I mean, okay. Bro. Congratulations. I don't know what else to say, dude. That's nuts. That rune is so nuts. Okay. Dude. Oh, I didn't lock the other one, right? Yeah, here you go. So we did that in back-to-back re-ups, man. 130% rune. I can't post it in guild chat because it was already 15. I can't put that one in guild chat, it was already 15. Or this one either, both of these were 15. That was back-to-back re-ups, guys. This is 130% potential rune, followed by 127% or 125% rune with freaking 47 HP. You may not like PvP, bro, but it's time for you to start liking PvP. Also time for you to put some siege defenses up. I'm just saying. All right, let's see. So this rune is solid, bro. I'm like in shock. Yeah. That may be the best re-up I've ever done. It's definitely in the top 5. Okay, slow my roll. Yeah, we're on slot 5s. Dude, I'm in shock, so I'm just like pumping in re-ups. Okay, that was 3. That's good enough. Yeah, we're on slot 5. That has no innate. Slow the roll. That rune is good enough. Alright, we're gonna do just the only reason I'm doing this. I mean, after those back-to-backs, we're gonna try a couple on each rune just to see what happens. That got better, actually. That got much better. Not amazing for a slot 5, no innate. I should stop, but man, we're just... Oh, yeah, there you go. This is better, right? So here you have to gem out the roll. So we gain 1, we gain 3. This turns into HP. This turns into speed either way. Yeah, the right side's much better. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. We went from garbage to useful. This one, again, kind of garbage here. I mean, we're just... I mean, we're in the groove, bro. We're in the groove. We're in the groove. Look at this. Double here, double here. This is another quad grindable. That was a one and done quad grindable. One and done quad grindable, bro. Dude, this just got into... It's like your account just moved into another dimension right now. This is like insane. It's that time gate stuff. When the time gate comes, man. When the time gate comes. Okay, this is not hero, right? Okay. Yeah, this got really... Okay. The time gate left? Did the time gate leave? Yeah, I think the time gate left. Okay. But this one has an 8, so we'll do our 5 on it. Never mind, the time gate's still with us. That one's not as amazing, to be fair. That one's not as amazing, but that's still really nice. Just regen the HP. That's an awesome freaking bruiser rune. No wasted rolls. That's an awesome freaking bruiser rune right there. I mean, yeah, that was still really solid. All right. 2 into this one only, right? Because you'd have to gem HP for speed. This isn't bad. 1 here. Yeah, you would just gem the defense into speed. That'd be a wasteful re-up. This one, on the other hand, doesn't synergize as well. You got 2 here. This slot 5, no innate. I think that one's good enough. You just need another speed gem. This one though. Okay, this one's pretty ugly. This is only +6. That's why. Am I really gonna take the time to put something to... Okay, yeah, we'll +12 it only because we're hot. Only because we're hot. I mean, hot like I haven't seen since Hot Shot, bro. Like, we've only had, I think, I've had 3 re-up sessions like this. I've had 3 re-up sessions of this level ever. 1 was Hot Shot, 1 was 8 Voices. I cannot remember who the 3rd one was. But I remember there was 3 re-up sessions that were this insane ever, and yours started off kind of slow, and then it progressed a little bit more. We hit like, I want to say 4 really big runes and a handful of solid runes, and then all of a sudden it was just like, boom! Like, you have the best slot 5 bio in the game, like from nowhere. All right, well, dude, we can do that, bro. So what attribute do you want? What attribute do you want? I mean, we've had some pretty good re-ups. I've had some really good re-up sessions in general. Wind it is. Okay, I'm buying all 3. I mean, I would with the crystals, but I just want to confirm before I spend your crystals. Alright, here we go. So, we'll start off with a couple of mysticals. Tiana, first scroll. I mean, it's there though. Spark on the first one, that's a good sign, man. That's a good sign. Alright. I pulled Rune from the summon 10, so I know the summon 10 sometimes. What is with this and this like rock thing here right here? What did they do with this? Oh, that's part of your summon portal. Okay. Oh, Tiana! That's part of your summon portal design. I was like, I thought Calm to Us jacked up the graphic for a second. Tiana! Tiana! Oh! I thought it was like loading the resource pack because it took so long for that second spark to come through. Alright, well, we're doing pretty good on the rates so far. So we've got 3 sparks in 12. 3 sparks in 12. The time gate remains real. 4 sparks? Oh, come on, man. Alright, the sparks are there. We just need that Tiana now. I mean, today is the day, right? Today is the day. Is today the day? Maybe today's not the day. Oh, you know what? That's because we're not going to get Tiana. We're going to get Lydia. That's what... Oh! No, it is Tiana! Oh, okay. Alright, you know what? Maybe the... if the sparks keep up like this, we could still pop, though. We could pop a Lydia here. We could pop a Lydia. One time! One time! LD Spark! Bro, LD Spark! Ah, it's always the LDs, man. You got an Escher. Awakened Escher. Alright, honestly for like 30 scrolls that wasn't, or 33 scrolls it wasn't bad. I don't know if there were any useful skill ups or anything for you, but that was pretty solid, man. Alright, so two only, bro. 2 only because it's slot 5. Alright, maybe 3. Maybe 3. Just, we're so freaking hot right now. Okay? Not really. Not really okay. Super low rolls with resistance, but it can be usable. You gem the speed in, it's an okay support rune. It's an okay support rune. It doesn't match the other stuff, but that's fine. That's fine. That's it for Vio, bro. Actually, that's it for Vio. So... your next choice is, I would not necessarily go Will anymore. I don't feel like Will is as important as it used to be. You told me you don't farm Giants much, so that tells me your Despair is probably weak. So let's look at your Despair. Okay, one thing, you want Halphus to be as slow as possible, so I would actually gem this speed off for flat HP on this rune. I would definitely gem flat HP onto this rune as being on Halphus. It's also fine for the rune in general. And then that's going to be it for Legend. Oh, that is Legend, huh? How is this? Oh, whoops. Okay, let's do this. Slot 6. Oh, that's Hero. Okay, that explains it. Okay, we have crit rate with no speed. Yeah, that's a good target. That's a good target. You gem in the attack here. We're trading 16 crit rate. Yeah, no, I think this one's better how it is. There it is. No speed gems, rip. Okay. Okay, so just gem out the accuracy for speed. That's a nice upgrade, actually. That's a nice rune. That's a nice rune. That is Hero. I thought so. That's a pretty good Taurus style target. I think this could be, yeah. Ooh, ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's solid. Okay. So, do we keep this? You got 1 roll into the attack. I think we go a little further, but it was already a good upgrade. How many was that? That was 3 or 4? 3. 4. Okay, last one on this one. This is usable enough as it is. So if this goes on target, if this goes on Antares, and I see this as a possible Antares RTA rune, what you would actually do is just regem this for HP %, because Antares doesn't need speed at all. I don't know where this will land, but I think because it has no speed, if you gem in speed on a slot 2, it's usually too slow, right? I think we're gonna go one more. I feel like Antares is so critical in the meta right now. Okay. Defense though. This has the efficiency. This one makes more sense. So we'd be trading 17 crit rate for 15 defense, actually. I'm not going to trade 17 crit rate for 15 defense, efficiency or not. This is the better route. Okay, we're going to stop there. We're going to stop there because it's enough reaps into a slot 2. Antares is worth reapping for. Let's see what you have on him now. Oh yeah, so this could definitely, I mean, that's not your RTA Antares, but this could be an awesome Antares rune for RTA. In this case, if it goes to Antares, you just regem the HP. And then it's a great Antares rune. Alright, defense, no innate, we're not going to touch that. This is a great rune right here. This is not, but this might be hero. It is. Alright, let's see. Okay, we got plenty of legend slot 1s. We're down on reap, so now we can just look for innate. Dude, that rune is nice. That rune is nice right there. This rune could be better. This could be much better. This just turned into a great Rika rune. Yeah, I mean, you can gem in 10 speed, right? So you give up 6 speed for everything. Yeah. Antares is so heavy in the meta right now because he counters Oliver. That'll be fun, Wojo. I like that. That'll be fun, bro. That'll be fun, man. Okay, what do I think about this one? I don't like the wasted roll here, but this is more synergized. I mean, this is like an Antares rune, right? We're almost just reapping Antares, who is really essential in RTA right now. That was 4. I think this is 5. Okay, 12 crit rate. We gem in 11 attack, right? So we trade 2 crit rate for 8 HP and 16. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Okay. Not a great rune, but again, if this is like looking at this through the lens of Antares, this is actually a pretty efficient Antares style rune. Just gem in the attack %, obviously. It's not what I'm not like specifically thinking let's get Antares runes, but I am thinking those runes are a good fallback as a landing spot because they're so important right now. This rune's not bad. Regem the speed. This is pretty solid as it is. This rune is not great. I think this rune's kind of a mess, yeah. Despair Leo, bro. So 14 and 9 versus 6 and 9. It's got the 22 HP though. More generally, more all-around efficiency, but this also synergizes better with the innate. Not a great rune. Let's see. Okay, that's. I mean, we convert that to crit rate. You got to gem the attack. You got to gem the resistance for speed, right? So here you gem the resistance for attack. Here you gem it for speed. So in this case, you have 25 versus 26. Accuracy turns to crit rate. This is probably better on this side. The end result here would be better than on this side. Alright, last try on this rune. No. Okay. We'll stop there. That's, with 11 left, let's hit your slot 3s real quick. This is it, right? Okay, this is our only slot 3 target. That's better. Not great, but better. Okay, is that better? Yeah, 3 accuracy, I don't know. Yeah, this is better. This is better, definitely. Alright, so that was 3, so we got 2 more tries on this one. Ooh, okay, that's solid. That's solid. That's just a nice, like, Rika, Bruiser style rune. Here you just regem the speed. This is solid. So regem the speed, and then we just take the efficiency on this one. Again, this could go to an Antares. If this goes to Antares, you just change the speed to crit rate. But I see this as more like a Rika style rune. It could also be like a Belinus style rune. Just a general, like, bruiser. One of the monsters that you don't have to build super fast, obviously, but a general just thick bruiser despair style unit. And just regem the speed right there. Okay, so that was the only slot 3 target. Let's look at your 1s again. That's such a bad rune right there. Actually, I'd rather, you know, even though it's got no innate, let's take a useless rune and make it useful. That would be, yeah, there we go. That's for a despair rune, that's actually pretty useful. That's a triple into accuracy, so it's basically 4 6s. It's not ideal, but regem either HP or speed right here. All the stats are useful, so we just took a completely useless rune and made it potentially useful with 1 re-app. For me, that's always valuable. Okay, we did the 2 4 6s first, right? So all that's left is 5s. This one, I think, it's actually not bad. It's not good, but the 26 crit damage is pretty unique. That's solid. Can't do those. Alright, so Despair is done. We have 6 re-ups left. So I think Shield, Revenge, or Destroy. Let's take a look at your will. I know you're going to be deep in will, since you said you farm it a lot. That's the reason I didn't want to do will is because if you're already deep in it and you use less of it, then whatever we re-up is less likely to make it to the top of your list, right? But it doesn't mean we should ignore it as a rune set either. Okay, so this has great defense, but not a whole lot else. It's a triple into defense, 1 into crit rate. Here we would probably gem the HP. So yeah, this could be a little better. 26 speed maybe. Left side's better. Left side's better. The 12 speed's not enough. So we have speed, res, accuracy, and gem this to defense. Again, you can gem 10 speed into the left side. So I'm not giving up 27 defense for 4 speed. It just doesn't make sense. That's like 20 speed, okay, that's one thing, but for 14 it's not enough. Now this is actually an awfully interesting Diana style rune. This I think improves quite a bit. That 20 crit rate is pretty nice. The defense doesn't hurt. If this goes on a Diana, we just gem the flat attack into either speed or crit rate. Crit damage. Either one works. This is a great Diana style rune. I think that's a nice upgrade right there. It's not OP, but it's a nice upgrade. That rune's already quite solid. That rune's got no innate. That's a defense rune. Such a bad rune, but it is a defense rune. This is also really bad rune. They both have innate? Yeah, they both have innate. This is hero, isn't it? No, this is legend. Holy crap. But you know what? Actually, now that I look at it here, if we just gem the HP percentage in, it is triple grindable. It just looked bad because it wasn't grinded. Okay. This rune, 27 res is pretty nice. The speed is rough. Is this just like a quad? Or is this hero? No. That's a quad 27 resistance. Oh no, there's 1 into flat attack. As much as I like that 27 res, this rune's not workable, man. This rune's not workable. I wouldn't mind a 3rd Leo. Alright, so 3 max, since this is no innate. Is this better? Technically, I think this is better, because you can gem defense percentage in here. This is a little bit more useful. Slightly more useful, but the resistance crit damage make no sense. So here you'd have to gem over the crit damage, and then you would have just the flat attack that makes no sense. Here, at least, the crit rate and the resistance. The flat defense makes sense too, but yeah, the crit rate and accuracy, this side makes more sense. Not a good rune, but it makes more sense. Okay. Let's look for innate. This one this is not a bad target. The 22 accuracy is nice, but if you gem in the speed, it's kind of low efficiency because it's like a triple on the 22 accuracy. That's hero, that's why. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at your 4s. We're going to look crit rate, slot 4. Only one. Is this 28 speed? We're not going to re-up 28 speed. Let's take a look at your speed, slot 2s. Oh, there's the target. There's the target. Dude, going out with a bang. Alright. Alright, double into HP, 1 into each grindable. You get to regem the crit rate for whatever you want. That's how you go out with a bang right there. That's how you go out with a bang right there. 23, 29, 29, right? 26, okay. 23 right here. Alright. What do we gem here? The highest stat is HP. So for HP, this would work with either accuracy or crit rate. Thing is, you don't have a crit rate gem. So if we want to maximize the value on this rune, the other thing we could do is put flat HP, which would really not be bad. For a rune this thick, you could actually go flat HP, crit rate, or accuracy. In this case, my biggest thing is you don't have a crit rate gem, which would probably be my first choice for this rune. Accuracy and flat HP are awfully close to a tie. Do we have we do have a flat HP grind. So if this rune goes on a bruiser style monster, let's just think about it. If it goes on like a vigor, that's 12k HP. If we put 1000 flat, that's about 8% HP. So we can add 8% HP or we can add like 9% accuracy. We can basically add one roll either way, right? This is such a thick rune. I feel like you can make up accuracy through artifacts and you cannot make up HP through artifacts. So let's go flat HP. Let's see if we can get like a 520 roll. Ooh, okay. Alright, that's a little too low. Let's see if we can get a 520. Now it gets tougher. Now it gets tougher. Do we take the low rolls or do we go accuracy in the short term? So I'm going to leave this here for you because I think it'll depend on where it goes. I like flat HP here more. I really do. But I do want to see it with 1000 flat HP to get enough value out of it. So you can either just keep dropping some flat HP gems here, or you can drop your next crit rate or accuracy gem. All three of those are viable. My preference here would be flat HP just because of how thick this rune is. Again, I'm thinking in context of RTA and siege defense. This rune with the flat HP, it's going to be better for both RTA or for siege defense because you can make up the accuracy on artifacts, and most of the time this rune's going to go with somebody on a slot 4 crit rate anyway. But you can put crit rate here and it still works great because slot 4 crit rate doesn't give you 100. So getting the extra crit rate is fine, but usually with a slot 4 crit rate you can make up the difference through like innates or other runes, and it doesn't have to be here. So any of those options work for you, but we got one last re-app and we got one last target. Can we do that same thing exactly, just that same exact thing in back-to-backs? We cannot. Okay. All right, so you did say you have some ancients. The problem is without your JSON, I don't know that I necessarily want to go re-apping ancients. Let's start off with, we do have gems and grinds. Okay. All right, let's do your will ancients. We'll take a look, but the ancients I do prefer a little bit to go through the JSON, but we can figure this out. Like this is obviously bad, right? This is just obviously bad. We got 16 ancients. I think 4 ancients would be fair. I think 1 ancient would be fair for this one. We just need 1. It's much better now. Do we have a speed gem? We do. There we go. That's a beautiful rune, actually. Not going to grind the speed because I have no idea if you have other runes that need it more. That's a beautiful rune, but it doesn't mean it's the most beautiful rune you have. Alright, 20 speed, this one's fine. This just needs like a defense gem thrown on. We don't have it, but that's what it needs, defense gem. 25 speed, that one's fine. 22 speed, that one's fine. I don't want to touch the slot 5s without a innate. This is actually not a bad target. It's actually not a bad target. Okay. I like the crit damage, but I don't like that Okay. I mean, if you insist, come to us. That's a Leo rune. Put your Leo on will. Violent will. I don't know what you do with that rune, but we're not that now. It's way too synergized to give it up. It's way too synergized with the attack there as well. That's way too synergized to give it up. All right, we'll keep that. Let's see. This actually just needs a speed gem, I think. I actually run double will eternal. That's why I said it's a Leo rune, because I run Leo on double will both for siege and RTA. Double will shield, I think, is the build. Alright, so we got 2 here. This is actually pretty low efficiency, but no innate. I'm not going to mess with no innate. That's solid. That could be better. No innate, though. Alright, gem in the speed. We lose a little speed, but man, that's efficient. That's efficient. That is super efficient. Gained a lot of stats. That's here, okay. And this one's already solid. Okay. Eternal, if you saw me try and do it on my stream, but your LDs synergize and your LDs are solid. I don't think you could win with all 5 consistently, but yeah, I think you could pull off the draft that way. Alright, the only other ancients I might do would be destroy. That's going to be hero, right? Yeah, that's hero. No slot 2s, no slot 3s. This is legend. It's already good enough. Yeah, that's already good enough. No slot 5s. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it then, bro. I can't think of, Escher or Bella? Yeah, I would do Escher between those two, bro. I'd do Escher between those two. Maybe Vampire, but you run a Rage A-Star already, so the only real use for Vampire is Miho and A-Star, and Miho's not in the meta at all right now. You could look at the Despairs, I guess. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. That's solid. No innate. 28 crit rate. Yeah, that one's what? No gems or grinds or what? Wasn't sure. Okay, here 28 crit rate. I see why you're hesitant. Yeah. Yeah, I see why you're hesitant on that one. Okay. All right, Plum Dog. I think that's it, bro. I think that's it. So that is all your re-ups, bro. Huge congratulations, man. There was some freaking insane runes. Like, we got, what was it? Was it a Vial 5s? Or was it Vial 1s? It was Vial 1s, yeah. So it was this one and this one. Obviously the slot 5s though, man. The slot 5s were just, oh, freaking insane. Like, oh wait, no, it's up here. This one and this one, bro. Some freaking insane runes. The slot 2 also. And then the 26 feet. Yeah, actually, there were so many good re-ups. There were so many good re-ups, man. Huge grats, man. Huge grats. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that it worked out. So I like, the start of the session was kind of cringy, man. It honestly was. Like, we had some decent ones, but it wasn't like through the first 40 re-ups, I was kind of like, ooh, we've only upgraded like 4 runes. It's kind of cringy. And then we had like I remember we had like the 2 good runes. 2 good runes with the 26 speed attack and one other pretty solid one, and then it just like went crazy. It just like went bonkers. So, huge congrats, man. Very, very awesome session. We're gonna jump onto my account real quick. Ace, since you're still around, now 2v2Q takes too long, doesn't it? Oh. All right, so let's see. I think Daniel, if you're still around, you asked to see a few of my better runes. Let's see here. This one is one of my best runes. This one's one of my best runes. I've got a couple of fast... Oh, actually, there's a... This one's solid as well. Shmoo, I'm using a lot less will runes. I'm using a lot less. I still use them, obviously. Some builds require them, but it's no longer automatically every monster's bio will. So, like, if you take a look, my RTA team's finally built now. So if you take a look, like, we've got Will on Lulu and Wusa, Bulwark, Josephine, but, like, Chow's on Nemesis, Samantha's on Nemesis, Ryu's on Broken, let's see, there's some others here, Riley's on Nemesis, Antares' Revenge, Laika's Nemesis, Xingzei's Destroy, Triana's Nemesis. Ciara, I've drafted 4 times already, bro. I keep forgetting to rune her, and I've drafted her 4 times like this. Bad. Let's see. Ethna's Blade. There's the Double Will Leo. Double Will Revenge, I guess. Mephisto's Will. So, I mean, I still use a lot of Will runes, right? But here, the Riley's Nemesis, the Sagar's Will, Oliver's Will, Julian's Nemesis, Vera's Triple Nem, right? And then Cadiz, I'm gonna switch to Triple Revenge probably. Alright, here's what we'll do. I actually can't stream that late tonight, guys, because I need to start preparing for Siege tourney tomorrow. We'll do 30 minutes of Siege versus viewers. 20 minutes. We'll do 5 fights of Siege versus, or of RTA versus viewers. So I'll just take the first 5 who make it into the XGG room. We'll do battles with the first 5 in the XGG room, and then I gotta wrap up from there because I do need to prepare for tomorrow's tourney. Siege tourney. Oh, before I go into that room, and right there, as Samir said, I'm back. So let me show you what I was talking about with the Poseidon and the importance of it. I think I outspeed this, right? Wait, did I just use the wrong? Okay, yeah, here we go. So Poseidon's not going to kill, but Poseidon will do, you know, defense break, okay. So we get the fluff damage from Samoth, 14k a pop. Now, if you watch the Poseidon here, 34k. And then the Tiana, see, there's no defense break, so that wasn't a good example. Not that I'm aware of, Sam. This is just Lucian food. Which one's unruned? The Mirene's unruned. Doesn't matter. Oh, maybe this isn't Lucian food. Maybe it did matter that the Mirene's unruned too. Oh, can we kill Juno? I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, these counters, bro. These counters. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to waste time with that. That's Bomber. Come on, just give me some stuff I can Poseidon here. Alright, that I can Poseidon. So this is the Poseidon build. Obviously the crit rate is important, but the accuracy, so I have 16 accuracy here. So he is at 85 accuracy. The accuracy matters more. And then the Tiana build, you need her in crit damage, high attack. The artifacts matter a lot too. So like CD is enemy is less HP is helpful here because the Poseidon goes first, but the attack up matters a lot. And then on this side, the S2 crit damage, obviously, and the attack up effect. So the attack up effect, basically what you figure is if your unit's going to have an attack buff gives you 50% extra damage. Attack up effect is a percentage of that 50. So 10% attack up effect is basically 5% extra damage. That's one way to look at it, is figure your unit will do 5% more total damage, where things like crit damage just add into the multipliers. The attack increasing effect will give you just straight additional damage. Tiana doesn't need the 100 crit rate because her skill 2 is a guaranteed crit. If the enemy has no buffs, the skill 2 is a guaranteed crit. So that's why the Poseidon actually needs that 85 crit rate to make sure the enemy doesn't cut and buff, because you run the Tiana at lower crit rate. So you can run your Tiana on your fastest slot 4 crit damage rune, and then when you put in all your other fastest runes, the odds are pretty good that she's not going to have enough... the odds are pretty good that she's not going to have enough crit rate. If you're running, like I'm running a 320 Tiana, there's just not enough stats to get the crit rate up there and give her crit damage and all that. But with that skill 2 guaranteed crit, as long as the Poseidon pushes back, you're fine. I think I'm too low right now, so we're not going to see like good examples, but this Vigor... yeah, the Galleon did one shot. The Galleon hits hard when he crits. He doesn't have high enough crit rate, but he hits really hard when he crits. So here you can see the Tiana damage. So we get 30k from the Poseidon, we get an extra 22k. Now Tiana's damage also scales based on the enemy's speed. This will actually be a much better example of where the Tiana is so important. Yeah, Sam, I know. I just didn't want to waste time on it because the point of this was just demoing the... honestly, if I just put the Myrinae in, that team would probably die as well. The Lucians will still kill the Douglas. But I just didn't want to spend time searching through my box, to be honest. So hard to ever find anything, especially when you have dupes. Because now, especially with Siege, everything is multiple dupes. It was already a nightmare for me to find stuff before I had all the dupes. Oh, I thought I could get in front of him. Or I thought I could stay in front of him. I guess not. Going to be a problem when he is heal block. Okay, he's reset. That hurt. Okay, can we get the kill here? I guess he was not reset. Oh, all right. This was a real defense after all. I thought I was low enough that it wouldn't matter. Actually, I don't have anything else built to counter Halfus at the moment, right? Nothing fast. Thought I had, yeah, nothing else fast. Okay, we'll skip that one. Anyway, you guys get the idea. Wrong team. I mean, when you're running a bomber team, I'm trying to land 5 bombs. Statistically, I should miss 1. Like, realistically, I should miss 1. You should miss 1 out of 6, I guess, not 1 out of 5, but... Yeah, bomber teams are not a safe AO. It's just the only thing I really have built right now to counter Halfus. My Odin is the other thing I would normally use to counter Halfus, but my Odin's in a different build at the moment. But okay, hopefully that gives you the idea of how this team works. And then obviously, depending on how fast your Tiana is what you can take it into. So in C1, I feel safe taking my Tiana into a Clara. C2, yes, also at C3, maybe not. At C4, definitely not. So that was 37k on the Tiana right there, and it's just because her damage scales based on the difference of speed between you and the enemy. So you could technically use a Savannah as well, and then get the speed buff, and Tiana's damage would be insane, but Savannah has too many accuracy checks and doesn't have the elemental king that... well, Poseidon has no glancing, basically, is what he has. Yeah, C4, bro. It's C4. Okay. I was testing this defense before Inner Server. I don't think this is good enough. If this is losing this much, I don't think this defense is good enough. Especially because I've been in low ranks, right? I didn't think so. I didn't think this was going to be that good. Laura's so bad, man. Laura's just so bad. Alright, so we'll do 20 minutes of RTA versus viewers. I'll take the first 5 people in the room. Looks like there's already, so we got Plants, Beast, back me up, Cam. So we got one more. We'll do one more. Oh no, that's 5, right? Oh, that's 4, okay. Yeah, C4 is the bomb team. There you go. I guess that's why I said C4. Alright, Plants. Here we go. Verd Diana. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, Michael. I should have remembered that. I recognized the account, but it's hard to put everything back and forth. Oh, he pulls my Julienne on me. How dare you, bro? Okay. Pull a Julienne on me. That's not cool. Let's see here. It's not a bad draft. It's a solid draft. I like the Diana Vertihile counter there. Because you forced me out of taking turn 1, but you didn't allow me to draft Bulwark. I thought that was a solid counter to the Oliver Open. A solid resist right there too. Oh, Fearless going into it. Goes into fire. Diana's into fire with the Antares on the field. Bro, Fearless. He is fearless right here. Almost got away with it, man. You almost got away with it. You really did. That was close. Ooh, another resist. Wait a second. Okay. Oh, that was close. Double glancing. I don't feel bad because of the double glancing, right? Like, because I didn't need a... Oh, wait! Antares is down! Antares is down! Can the Julian kill? Oh, that was close. I think a Julian proc there and you win. That was close, man. That was close. Nice. Yeah, I was saying, I didn't feel bad about the proc on the Diana because of the double glancing, but that proc was still the difference. That proc was definitely the difference. What was that? I found something that was working better here, but I can't remember what now. Oh, I remember it, yeah. Is this one you, Sam? Yeah, the Ajir kind of surprised me. Oh, that's a bad beat. That's a bad beat right there. Everyone has Oliver, and Oliver's in every match, bro. He's 61% pick rate now. I don't think I've seen a monster this broken or this much. Like you, yeah, he is RTA. It's no longer RTA. It's Oliver TA. I can't wait until they nerf him. And I've got him, but I can't wait until they nerf him. I just hope they nerf him enough, man. I really just hope they nerf him enough. Like, I don't enjoy using him. I feel like using him is like using Hathor, man. But I don't feel like I have a choice either. If I don't use him, I have to face him every match. You, huh? Okay. Interesting. That one's interesting. Oh, sorry for that. That had to be loud through the mic. Oh, that kind of hurts, Jax. That kind of hurts, bro. That was a dirty proc right there. That was a dirty proc by the Pulver right there. Oh, see that was like, you had a nice counter there, man. You had a nice draft right there. You had a really nice draft. You just got unlucky with the procs. Yeah, you got some. See, I've said this for a long time. Sometimes Come to Us just goes into a fight and they're like, "You're gonna lose no matter what." This is one of those fights. Like, it's just really unfortunate. Yeah, I thought you had a really solid draft there, man. I think that was very proc heavy on my side, very RNG on my side. The Volantis was probably a bad pick on my part. At that point, like, I think the Volantis was actually a bad pick on my part, and I think you had a really solid draft. I have trouble with Narsho. I do. I've always had trouble with Narsho. Interesting. I actually thought, I think I got mixed up on passives. I thought if I killed the GU, the karma went away. That's why I went for GU first. I think that's the first time I've ever faced her, and I haven't used her since like 3 days after she came out. So it must be the dark one. If you kill the dark one, the death curse goes away. What do you ban here? Belinus tells me you ban Molong, right? Or you ban Riley. No, Belinus tells me you ban Riley. Wow, interesting. If you're full will, I'm in trouble. I probably should have taken HP lead here, but I'm too fast. I was probably going to outspeed even with the HP lead. Who am I more afraid of, Belinus or Savannah? Belinus. It's not that I'm more afraid of him, it's that I can kill him. It's not a guaranteed kill on the Savannah. You win this? I think you win this. That's a... Belinus Savannah was an interesting draft there. Well, he's reset, right? Okay. You have to take the heal. Big proc. So you go into the Oliver, I assume? Oh, that's a big resist right there. That's a huge resist right there. I mean, I procced before, so I guess that's fair, because I procced first, right? But still. Oh, that was kind of dirty. That Molong proc, man. That Molong proc was so dirty. Yeah, that Molong proc was like not fair. Very RNG match. Every unit on both sides taking multiple turns. Interesting draft, though. That was a solid draft. I thought you had a really good draft. Probably should have had a little more patience with Bulwark, but everything was always at 1 HP. What up, Carlitos? How you doing? Cut off for next inter server qualification. I was asking about that earlier. I don't actually know. Yeah, you had a good draft there, Dean. That was a solid draft. This is the weakness with my team is I couldn't bring myself to stick with like the Chung Ryu type stuff. I just hated it too much. So I have them built and I pivot to them when I need to, but man, I just hate it. I just really hated it. I can't have fun with RTA that way. So I tried to compromise by going to more of single target type stuff when I can. Ragdoll, huh? Yeah, so that's the thing, Michael. That's the reason I'm going to the Molong Bulwark, because at least they counter on Taurus. So that's kind of what I've settled on, is I go first pick Oliver, trying to bring on Taurus so I can go Molong Bulwark. So you've got the Tessa. Solid draft. It's a solid draft. That Tessa could cause me a lot of problems. So I specifically here wanted the Tessa to act before my specifically wanted Tessa to act before my Nana acted, just so you couldn't Oblivion her turn 1. Now there's no point in worrying about it. Now there is a point in worrying about it. Ooh, I'm in trouble, right? That was greedy. I got greedy. Yeah, I should have just gone S1 with the Ryu. Hey, excuse me. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Carlitos. Good game, sir. That one was tough. That wasn't a bad counter draft either. It was just that was just Rune quality, man. That's having Ragdoll obviously helps. But I definitely got greedy when I went for the Ryu S2 there. I should have just gone S1. We got a dead soldier on the charger here. Alright, well, Joe, I think we'll wrap up. This will be the last one. Give me a little bit of time to prepare for the siege after this. Or Wojo, you're not here either. Okay, we gotta do one with Plum Dog. We gotta do one with Plum Dog. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate it, man. Alright, Plum Dog, let's see those new runes in effect. Let's see those new runes in effect. Oh yeah, Wojo, I waited, I gave it like 20 seconds. We can, okay, so we'll finish up with you, Wojo. We'll finish up with you since you're here. Me Yang, love it. Sackman. Okay, so you're banning Oliver. You're gonna ban the Oliver and reset the Sagar. Can Sagar survive an attack buff Diana? Probably not. Do I need him though? Probably not, actually, right? So I'll have the Bulver. So you can have the Sagar. So that's the only play, right? You reset the Sagar, you go with the Lima, you attack buff with the Riley, and then you kill the Sagar. Except I should cut. Probably be able to snipe the Diana first anyway. If you don't reset the Sagar, then I reset the Lima. It gets the reset. Let's do this. Oh, I want to be greedy, but I won't. Or I want to be cautious. Oh, 39k. That's a lot. 50k HP Diana. Very nice. Let's do the segment. Okay. See, in this case, I'm okay making the trade of the Molong for the, I got glancing, right? I'm okay of actually making the trade of the Molong for the Diana right there because you don't have enough damage left. See, I figure I'm creating a 3v3 here, but I like my Bulwark at that point because he counters both your units, right? He gives me enough sustain, and then I can do, you know, eventually the Sagar gets back. See, that's actually, that counter was unfortunate for you too, because now the Julian can get the stun. Nice, bro. Yeah, so one thing to keep in mind if you're using the Diana in that situation, she needs to be speed tuned with your team. Because the cut really killed you. But very good game, man. Very good game. Yeah, guys, that's a good reminder. Huge shout out for Shmoo. How many scrolls, Shmoo? How many scrolls do we have on Sunday, man? I was looking at that coming up. Huge session coming up for Shmoo on Sunday, guys. I think we're over 100 LDs alone. Mojo first pick should take the Oliver. Ooh, takes the Ryu. So you're running Swift Ryu, huh? Or rather, you're running Swift Bird. So we're going to take the Bird. So now we'll see Ciara Gianna, I assume. What collab, Slickwoo? Yeah, so 3 trans, 8-year scroll, 1,500 scrolls, like 100 LDs. Gotcha. Uh-oh. Oh, that was unfortunate with the stun right there. Oh, I thought you would wait a turn. Bomb on the bird, I assume. Yeah. I don't know about the S1 into the Volantis. Bomb on the bird, definitely. Good game, Wojo. Good game, man. Might have done that S1 into the Wunsa. Waited for the Volantis to hit him with the Chung first. Those types of fights are tough because I know if I don't draft the Heigang, then you're gonna take the Heigang, and then the Volantis is a wreck for me, right? But if I take the Heigang, I struggle with damage. I knew I was going to take the Wunsa. I thought you would take Ciara on the end, not the Tyrant. Well, you had Glancing. So, I mean, I would have expected, I think you landed 1, didn't you? And you should land 2. You should land 2, but you had the Glancing. I think you landed it on the bird, right? No, you didn't. Okay. So there were three units because the Wunsa had immunity. So you should have landed 1 or 2. Should have been 1 or 2. Plum Dog with the super chat says thanks again for the reapps. Good luck in tourney tomorrow. Plum Dog, thank you very much, man. Really appreciate the super chat. Great way to finish the stream right there. So yeah, it's a good reminder. 10-10. I got to build my siege defenses. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me on stream. I will catch you guys on Sunday. Plum Dog, thank you again. Huge grats on some nice rooms. We'll wrap up from there. Guys, have a good night, everybody. Wojo, yeah, that was kind of tough, though. It was tough that you didn't land at least 1.